you know? How do you know?
You have to be your own boss. You have to tell yourself when you're lost. If you believe you can be free, you have to tell yourself you quit. You have to know when this is it. How do you know when to give in? When to let go? When to explode? How do
You know? How do you know?
You should never give up on you. You have to tell yourself you're not through. If you believe, then say you do. Oh, say you do. If you believe, if you believe, then say you do. Just say you do. If you believe, you believe in you. It is you, my trusted friend. You are there to the end. How do you know?
How do you know?
How do you know which one to pick? How do you know?
How do you know?
How do you know if you just quit? How do you know? How do you know? If you never tried, you can't see the best thing that you can be. If you never saw what you can do, how do you know what you can do? How do you know if you don't trust him? You have to trust yourself deep within. How do you know?
How do you know?
If you never tried, you can't see the best thing you can
You
be.
be.
How
How
do
do
you
you
know?
know?
How
How
do
do
you
you
know?
know?
How
Do
do
you
you know?
know?
You never tried, and you can't be the best thing you can be. How do you know if you never tried
Try.
to see deep within your soul
Oh,
to see how great things you can be, the greatest story you can see? How do you know?
no.
How
How
do
do
you
you
know?
know?
How do you know when this
This
is it?
it.
How do you know when
When
you
you
just
just
should quit?
quit.
How
How
do
do
you
you
know?
know?
How
How do
do you
you
know?
know?
How
Do
do you
you
know?
know?
If you don't try, then you can't see the best thing that you can
You
be.
see,
The one that you can always know is the one that won't hurt your soul. If you find that one is true, that one never would hurt you. How do
do you
know?
know?
How
How
do
do
you
you
know?
know?
They'll hold your heart like it's theirs.
This
They give you kisses
Yes, yes.
How do you know? How do you know? You have to feel deep within. You have to
Be
feel what you
you.
breathe. How do you know?
How do you know?
You have to feel like you dying. You have to feel like you winning. You have to feel like you don't know, but you still willing to go. You still willing to lose those chains. You just have to get through your pain. How do you know? How do you know?
No.
You have to be willing
To try.
even when it's hard to
Try.
How
How do you know? How do you know?
Your soul will wanna get free. Until your spirit that is weekend. That's when you wanna just give in. You can't see the best in you. You only see the mistakes you do. How do you know? How do
Do you know?
How when you know that this is it? How do you
Know when you should quit. How do you know? How do you know? Hey, well, I don't know if I'm live yet, but I'm here. I hope people could come in. Let me see.
You once confused, so you went the wrong way. How do you know? How do you know? How do you know you went the wrong way? 'Cause all the things you cause is pain, and all the memories that's brought back, those are the stories that's told back. And if you wanna make it through, you have to clean up and go through. How do you know? How do you know? You have to be willing to try, even if it costs your pride, even if your ego is torn. You have to be willing to be reborn. You have to be willing to see the brand new thing you can be. How
Do you know? How do you know?
You have to be
Willing to see.
to listen and not be quick. You have to know when you
What's
try.
right?
You have to know when it's time to lie. You have to know when it's time to quit. You have to know
No
when
one
it's
to
time to
say.
get all you know. Get all
You
you
know.
Once you have all you know, now
All right.
know the lessons you learned.
Let me see. I'll put it to 11.
You would go through, you would be the one to know all the things that you went through. Only you can tell yourself if you were the best of yourself.
So, how do you know? Do you know?
I learned to trust in the Most High, the most power in the sky. How do you know? Share our blessings, the of all the love in you, to show what you cannot do. When your faith is in yourself, you can see the love in you. You can see why God chose you. You have to be the
That's
best of you. Never want to be someone else.
No.
They would just drive you off your course.
No.
You will
Lose yourself. You will lose yourself.
How do I know? How
How do I know?
I just told you. And know your thoughts. We have to pay homage to the boss. Oh, most high, my great divine, my great
Divine, my great divine.
Yes, Lord, you are the one. Bam.
Bam. Bam.
Slow.
Bop it out. Hey.
I had to take another look. I had to go slow. I had to see everything that was good.
Hey.
I had to show everybody how we could.
All right. Hey. Hey, good night. It's 11 o'clock. Well, yeah, it's 11 o'clock now. So, hey, people. Hey, family, soul tribe. Welcome. If you're not here, you could just watch me. I'm just going to speak and then I'll upload it and everybody can see what they need to see. So, hopefully, I won't be too long, but I'm inspired. I feel good. I feel good. And I knew that I would now. So good. I got you. Listen, when you got the great divine, the most high, sitting in the sky and watching everything and watching eat your pie. Look, I just feel good. I do. So I wanted to say, the truth is, you got to love yourself. Being on a spiritual journey and getting to reconnect back to why the one and only said, your mind, all minds belong to me. All those that know my voice, those were hearkening to me. If you listen to my voice, would you hear me with inner peace? If you didn't know me, and if somebody heard and spoke my voice, spoke my words, would you hear me or would you see someone other than me? Would you know if it's me? So let me share something. The Lord loves us so much. He tells us in so many different ways. Whether we're going through a storm, that's okay. He loves us even then because that's something that he sees in us that he need us to pay attention. Those are our lessons. These are life lessons to go through this matrix, okay? So while we part of the matrix, this is what it is. Can you find your way out? Can you find your way back to my house? Okay, so they told us, seek and you should find, right? So they told us to look. Where did they tell you to look? Outside ourselves. And who did they tell us to look for? The Lord. Now you can't get to the Lord unless you get to who? His son. Now, everybody know something got to be wrong with that because when you needed your mother or your father or you had sisters and brothers, all you had to do was say, where's mom? And if you didn't know where your parents was, they directed you. Ultimately, you just go to the source. You don't need to get to your brother and sister and like, well, this let me practice on you, and you tell me to go ahead. So you will let me know if I could talk to the people that makes the decisions. How crazy is that? I'm just saying they tell us all kinds of things that don't make no goddamn sense. We didn't need to go outside ourselves. We didn't need to go to the church. Why? Because our body, our temple was made to be the house. We are the church. You are the church. The man is the head of the church. Why do they say that? Because the man is the the protector. Excuse me. The man is the protector of the nurturer. The nurturer is the woman in feminine energy. Now, we can also be in feminine and masculine energy. I have masculine energy. I'm going to tell you where most of us women, feminines, divine feminines I'm talking about. I'm not talking about little girls that think they women because they got a job, they got their own home, they got their own cars, their own keys to their cars because they drive or whatever it is that you do. That's great. I'm glad you maintain it. But when you maintain with the Most High, He sustain you. You don't have to do all of that. You have to think and believe that if you're walking right, why wouldn't the Lord not bless you to have right? If He give you a little. Now, people think that sometimes, in my experience, because if you don't have a lot, you don't want a lot out of life because you're not looking for the fancy and the biggest next thing. You're not trying to be expensive and extravagant and buying all kinds of expensive things. I like them. I tell anybody I do like a lot of nice things. I'm just not willing to do a lot of strange things for some change. I'm not willing to compromise my integrity. These are principles that we ought to live by. That at a younger time in my life, I'm in my 40s. Look at this 40s on me. Damn, girl, you in your 40s? I am. But in any case, the point is, it doesn't matter how old you are. It matters how young you feel and how young your spirit is. I'm not going to claim I'm old. People like, I'm 46, I'm 48, I'm old. I'm like, you too. I'm like, I don't have to do everything I used to do. I can't do the whole split and a whole lot of things. That's all right. That don't mean that you still not in your youth. You as young as your spirit. If you still got your childlike self, you're not childish. It's a difference. Listen up. Being childish is not the same as having your childlike energy, your youthful self, your playful self, when you still know how to, you know how to switch it up. You gotta. Everything has a assignment in place. You understand what I'm saying? So then you got your business side. Most of us, when we got to do business, we put the other side up. That's not called for. You need to know when it's proper for an occasion. Everything is not for an occasion. You know what I'm saying? Like, going to take care of business is not a time where you could crack jokes and be funny. It's not a comedy time. You understand what I'm saying? So you got a time where you can be and let loose and be yourself. Like when we on here, we be ourselves. You know what I mean? So we talk to each other, and this is my first time. I'm not a YouTuber, so let me put that out there. I have not been a social media type of person ever. Now, that don't mean I never watched it. I just haven't been a content creator or anything like that. But I have watched. I don't watch everything. I'm not a Facebook person at all. TikTok, I did a few TikTok videos, and to put myself, because God told me. Now, before that, I would not do it unless the Lord said for me to do something. And I only could do something if I had something that I needed to say. If it's nothing for me to teach or something for me to inspire or something else other than clicks and views and see how many people like me, I'm not interested in that. So I'm just not. But I am interested in sharing love, light, and hope and strength. Because as long as we, as long as we are living and existing, it is time to wake up. If you didn't watch Get Out, if you didn't see, let me see. I had a vision in my head how I wanted to say it. All right, School Days. Fast forward to when the bell rings at the end of the movie, when he rang the bell and he said, "Wake up! Time to wake up." And then watch Get Out. So when you see Get Out, get to the end and it said to get out. Why is saying to get out? If you watch it, it got a lot of mind games. It's quiet. It got some quiet time, but they playing a lot of mental games. And they use bingo to bet to see which body part is going to go to whichever of those widows. Let me see what I can do. The strange ones. Okay? They look at us as we strange, but they strange because they looking at us like they got the gold. They can run fast. They can stay in the sun. These are durable people. These people is like the Energizer battery. They like the bunny. They keep going and going and going and going. We can work in all types of weather. We could be in all types of storms. We don't like a lot of cold, but we can weather any type of storm. But we are sun people, so we belong in the hotter climates of the earth. That's how you know who came here first, who was always here. What was the original order? It was always melanated. You can tell when you look at the ground. What color is the soil? It's nowhere white at all. Only thing that's white is the snow. The rain is clear. Am I lying? No. Okay, so let's move on. I'm just talking about pure love and science. I like science. I went to school and to use some of these measurements of mathematics. I don't really know how that apply really in life. So what I did was, for me, I used those things to measure myself in this life. So if I balance myself, if I'm walking, for people that want to know, how do you do it? How did you how was you able to maintain? Well, I tell you this, I was always temperance. Temperance. I was always balanced. I was always centered. Now, that doesn't mean can I get upset? Did I fight? Do I do all those things? Yes, but in moderation. Is a difference when you have a particular you using okay. So I didn't always do that. What happened is I still use a balance of measurements depending on what the cause is. In the level of disrespect that I act out before I got to this whole control of myself, and I learned a wonderful way to not use my hands. You see these? They little, but see that? This is why I'm safe. Let me see if you can see it. Okay, like that. Any case, yeah, I learned keep your hands to yourself. You don't gotta hurt nobody else. And I said, yeah, Lord, I don't want to do that. So I learned another way. Walk away. About face, leave whoever. I don't just walk away because I hang on to people if they worth hanging on until you do something where it's just I'm not going to argue. It's not going to be a fight. I'm not going to scream and holler at anybody because I don't have to, and especially if I did nothing. And it's not me on my behalf that I need to make a correction. So therefore, there's no need for me to raise my voice. There's no need for me to defend myself. I don't need to be in an altercation, regardless of what somebody feel about me or think about me. I'm still in control of myself. Now, why I say that, people? Because we get to say what we want and what we would allow and not allow to hurt or to break us because of somebody else's opinion or decision. If you make a decision to hurt someone or to do certain things, listen, this is not about hurting somebody. This is about getting through life and understanding that you can control yourself and you can get through this life with keeping your hands clean to journey in this matrix prison world that tell us they got everything out. They laid it out. They thought about all the plans, everything that we could think of, well, that they could think of that we would want. And we gladly accept it. Why? Because that's just what we do. They make these phones, right? And they make some models and they say, I'm going to give you new features and it's going to cost this price. And the newer model's going to be 800, 900 or whatever it is that they want to put. And they put these features inside iPhone, Galaxy, and you get choices or whatever you want to go to. And it's like, oh, well, now listen carefully. They put things out so you can have a choice. Whatever they put out. It's not what we think, what we decide, and what we care about. No. So therefore, my people, I'm saying with my deepest love and affection, we should not be governed by a systematic rule that tells us what's acceptable and what's not. It doesn't, I'm not saying not to get it. What I'm saying is use whatever these devices is wisely. Use it to your advantage if it's going to be something. If you want to add an addition, I pray that a lot of us are just not here just to be here. You know, you just get in this world and you say, well, I'm going to just get me a job and keep my nose clean and keep my head down, be a good soldier, be a good boss. Yes, ma'am. Yes, boss. Yes, boss. I'm sorry. And I'm not, it's nothing for me to apologize, but I'm just saying, like, a good house Negro from the farm. You still live on a plantation. A lot of us have got plantation mentalities. And it's time to wake up. Now, after you watch School Days, right? And they ring the bell. I'm just saying, you can watch the whole movie, do what you want. I'm just saying, when you ring the bell and said, wake up. That's my message. Wake up. The second one, get out. The third one, The Lion King. Everything the light touches, we own. Now, when you get out, that means get out and find yourself. That don't mean stay up, wake up and just wash your face, brush your teeth, and go to work, take your kid to school, cook some food, make sure you got everything. I'm saying wake up to yourself. Wake up to the part where your conscience is no longer governed by government help. So if they take it away and you say, well, they're going to slash everything. The president is this. Remember, he just got there. So before he got there, it was Biden. I'm not being political. I don't care either way. What I am going to say is, when I say I don't care either way, it means that everybody's opinion to each their own. If you following something, are you following because somebody's color or the things that they say or the things that they do? Now, a person, and if they acknowledging who they come from and who they are, just like we supposed to uplift ourselves as well as our people. So if someone call us racist, in which they do, is it really racist if you care about your own race because that's who you are? Or because you fight more for your own than any other? Well, I understand, yes, our people went through the most. That's why I said, wake up, get out, and own everything the light touches. When he said, remember, Simba, Mufasa said, remember who you are, right? And then he had little Rafiki, little Bamboon. So Simba to remember who he is. Everything that the light touches is ours. Now, what I got from that, because we don't have to leave and go somewhere, you need to wake up wherever you at and remember to raise your conscience. Remember that you came from something of substance. If you have no substance and you just surface, it's like shallow water. You know, it's not deep enough. So would you really want to jump all the way in when you could just walk and just walk in and just go up to your knees? You know what I'm saying? You really wouldn't do a dive, would you? You wouldn't try to like, oh, I'm going to go jump in. No, you would just ease yourself and you probably just, you know, like in the tub. You would sit down and ease yourself. You wouldn't dive in. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's deep enough. So what I'm saying is, use every measure of precaution Use yourself as a measure of this world going to test you. So I'm gonna just tell you how life is for me. Whatever it is and whatever it's saying, it speaks to me. That's how I look at it, and that's how I hear life. Now, if a door closed, if somebody, if you got to change jobs, or if I happen to have people to walk away, like right now, I'm to myself. It's no family. Everybody walked away. They stayed on their side. I stayed on mine, and I said, good. Everybody that did that at my time of need, stay on that timeline. Now, that's not a big story to worry about other people right now. When I'm saying, I'm talking in general for our people, why we need to wake up and be conscious, because in the times that we are in, you're going to want to listen to the Most High. If you have a calling and God tell you to move, is whether you got a calling or not, the Lord is still going to speak to us, because it's still going to put us in trials and tribulations to test us. Now, the Lord tests us, not tempt us. Remember the difference. Satan does that. He'll tell you to go to church, go sit down, and make sure you give your offering, your first. Don't pay your rent. Some pastors, not all, but they'll tell you to put all your eggs in a basket. Don't worry, have hope, keep hope alive that your rent will be paid. If you pay this and you put into the house of the Lord. For believers and churchgoers, I was one. Okay, for a lot of years, about 10, 11 years, or whatever the case is. Around that, I was in church. I served. I was on part of the choir, and so was my children. What I'm saying is, I did that until the Lord told me to stop. Now, when the Lord tells you to do something, it's not a debate. It should not be a rebuttal. It shouldn't be, well, how come? Like if your parents told you to do something, well, I got to do it, Mom. How come you didn't tell this one to do the dishes? And well, this one is over there. How come I got to do the pots? Because I told you to do it. You understand? It's not a debate, especially with the Most High. You don't. It's not like arguing with your parents. You shouldn't do it, but you should not argue and tick for tack or say, Lord, I'm not doing that. I want you to work on yourself. I'm sending you to better yourself. I'm going to send someone to help you so you can see the difference, that you can live better. You can be better than your old self. Not better for someone else, better for you. Once you understand why you should be better for you, why you need to love everything, because when we say the Lord loves us, even when we didn't know to love ourselves, even if we lost, it is a spirit, it is a power that sits above us. And how do you know that the Lord loves you? How do you know when the Lord is speaking? So I'm going to tell you. Well, this is one of the ways. This is how he uses to share life, light, and hope. This love, this heart has to be. Let me tell you how you tell when God is around. Well, somebody, you could think of something, or you could dream of something, or you could speak something. Either way, Lord will send somebody in your time of need. He knows when we're in need, so he'll send somebody to quench that need. If you're in thirst, whatever your thirst, remember, the Lord will give us the desires of our heart. So what do we need if he give us the desires of our hearts? We need love. You need to be open. You need to be able to feel whatever it is that we went through. I was strong enough because it didn't break me. It didn't leave me wide open. It didn't leave me filled with scars, even when I had them. But I learned to trust in all my brokenness, to still not to give up, because I said, this is not enough to break me. And even if I said it out loud, or if you said it to yourself, whenever life throw at you and it's trying to stop you or hinder you, the question should be, if you can hear it, think about it. Is this enough to stop you? Is this enough to make you quit? If it take one of your children, if it just take your money and you got to reset, if you got robbed and you have to get it all back, but you don't know where it went, it's so hard to get it back, you don't know where it went. Either way, do you give up on you, or do you keep fighting? Do you keep moving? Do you keep going, even if you don't know which way to go? I don't know. Listen, a lot of things is happening, and it's going to happen. I may not know where to put my hand, but I trust one that said, If you part of me and you trust me, then you're part of my plan. The Most High has a plan. Trust it. I said, I trust you. He said, would you trust me if you couldn't see? Would you trust me if you couldn't hear me? Would you trust me if I said, follow me? Would you leave anybody if I said to get up and follow me? The answer to every question for me is yes, yes, and yes, 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 over and over again. Your answer has to be yes. I'm a promise, and I'm gonna tell you, you want people, if you not hip or not awoke, not like you just got out of bed, if you're not awakening to a version of yourself that you living in assimilation that tells you you are not worth a celebration unless we give it to you. We got to give the parades so you can have something to celebrate. If you're not with the alphabet coalition and you're not with the alphabet parades, when I say alphabet, please understand that I'm talking about the LGB or all of the letters. Okay, talking about them. They got a lot of letters that take up a nice percentage of the letters in the alphabet. These systems are in place to cause confusion, harm, and hurt. And how they do it with smiles. How are you? Are we here to assist you? What you want to do? You want, and they put birth control and things like that. If you see, they are not part of the Most High's plan. They are going to lead a lot of us to the slaughter. If you don't wake up, it can be your son or your daughters or even yourself. Which one are you willing to give up for this world to join forces to better yourself? If you didn't have to do it this way, for some of you said, well, I got my job. I can't just give up. I can't just walk away. I didn't tell you to give up on your job. I'm telling you not to give up on you. Don't give up on a love that's already embedded inside of you that God said, I made you wonderfully and fiercely made. What can that mean if the animals follow and they understand the lion roars, right? They understand their authority. How come, as humans, we don't? Why don't we use our animal instincts? Oh, I'm not an animal. Well, are you or are you not? Well, some of us are. Some of us know who our animal instinct is. They understand what I mean when I say that. Well, so let me explain. I say like this. This is a calm state, right? You're at peace, you're at rest. This is your rest in default state, right? This is mine. This is my natural state. I'm very peaceful. This is where I am. This is how I am every day, right? This is how I am every day. Now, if something else has to hurt or cross a line where my peace and God dwells, now you will see a different temperament. Don't hurt my heart or disrespect my patience or my love that I'm given. I can speak and voice my opinion. I learned to use my hands less. But if you cross a line and you're in my vicinity, in my personal space, and I gave you a chance, you cannot be disrespectful to me. Well, I think anybody would feel the same way. If you're in your demand and you are helping someone out and you offering your hand, it's open, it's wide. It's saying, come, I receive you. Now, once you receive someone, whether they know it or not, that's the act of God. Okay? When someone can freely give and without saying, you got to do or give me something. Well, yeah, because sometimes you got to do certain things for people because everybody's not the same and everybody don't have the same conscious in the same spirit. So for some people, yeah, you got to be a certain way. Everybody's not made to be gentle. I had to learn that. I had to see certain characteristics of people. Some cannot have someone kind and loving and peaceful. They see that as somebody they can step on. They don't look at that person as being kind or gentle. That they look at it as a stupid person, someone that you can get over. They docile, they easy, man. I got her wrapped around my finger, got her right in the palm of my hand. It's easy, like taking candy from my baby on a Christmas camp. It's just like when you go in Halloween trick or treating, give a trick and give a treat. It's that easy. Should be eaten off of me. Listen, if everybody think that, everybody that's smiling nice, be careful, because if they got a little sting and you felt a little heat and you saw a little something, especially if you got to see me, then you got to see, okay, she do got another side. She's not all, yes, I am sweet. That doesn't mean I should be stupid if I can't tell somebody if they trying to beat me or get over on me. I can tell you if I see you and I say, hey, how come you're not fair to me? We have a right to say that. People have to learn to be respectful and fair, especially when we in this world and they talk about we don't have unity. Why? Because the people who is our most favorite and most often our adversaries, it's family. Family and friends. Those ones, the ones that did a whole lot of things, and you got to feel loyal because your boy did this for you, but it's causing you problems. You are in a happy state. You are in a situation where it's peaceful, and the woman or the man is saying, "Look, dude, is it necessary? Can you not go out and stick up for your friends every time they're in trouble?" Oh, you don't understand. They was always there for me. I gotta be there for them. No, that's my man. You understand what I'm saying? Like we go back like blue and glue. We like stuck him up. I don't care what it is. At some point, if it's causing a discomfort for your new life, and it's not bringing peace or joy in your life, whatever you did and whatever whoever did for you, if they did something, they wouldn't put you in harm's way to say you owe me because I covered for you cheating on your wife. Now, if you got something like that, I backed you up, girl, when you told me I didn't tell your man or your sister or whatever it is. So sometimes, yes, some things is necessary, but some things you got to use discernment, because everything is called discernment is to discern. Do you know when and do you know when not? I mean, did you learn a lot of lessons? Did you know how to see trickery with smiles and soft tones? Hey, girl, I ain't see you in a while. And it's been years. They ain't call on you, check on you, ask you how you doing about nothing. Please understand, if you ain't do it, please don't talk to me about nothing. Don't talk to me about, oh, let me tell you what I've been going through. Or you've been on my mind. Or let me tell you how I'm messed up. Or let me tell you what's been going on with me. Now, I had to do that. I'm not mean and I'm not rude. I'm just saying, if you backed up and you know why you backed up, usually people back off when they're guilty of something, especially when you didn't do anything for the friendship or familyship. You know that you didn't do something to cross any boundaries. If you know your spirit is clear, if you know your hands is clean, you know that it's nothing that you did that it could weigh on your conscience. It's nothing in your backside. It's nothing in your closet that somebody could use, and you'll be, oh my God, I'm surprised. If you use something of the past, it is just that. It is the past. Well, you remember last year? I remember. I'm a different person every single day. My mind is going. It's calculating. It's figuring things out. And it has nothing to do with whatever it is that my adversary. I don't have time to study you people. I pray for you, because if you know you're going to need all the good people you stepped on, all the ones that you thought that you didn't need because you didn't want to take time. I thought about being well, I'm gonna be straightforward still, because to hurt or to hinder or to come or attack someone that is innocent, and to put something on an innocent person somewhere, anywhere, in the time that we are in, Look at what it's doing. It's raising prices up. Things is not the same. Things is being shaken up. They're trying to take certain things away, things that people rely on. They said, well, they're taking away Social Security. They're doing all of this. So why would it make sense to hurt one of us, ourselves, with men and women, to jump on each other, on one woman? What kind of species or being are you if any of you allow that? If someone sees somebody being wrong, I don't care if it's in a store or something, somewhere you use discernment. If you can help something or stop something, would you? If you knew what you was capable of, you would. Well, what about you? Have you done it? Yeah, I have. Because I think about if I see something, if I see a couple arguing, like it was the time I saw a couple arguing, they were walking in the park and they had their children with them. So this man is just yelling at this woman and cussing her out, and she's kind of embarrassed. She's looking around, and it's not overcrowded, but it is a children's park. And this man is just yelling and hollering at this woman and couldn't wait till he get home to address it properly. She did nothing. She stayed quiet, and she's walking. So I approached. I said, excuse me. I don't mean to be rude or to interfere, but I'm just, whatever it is, I don't know what the conversation, who was wrong or right. All I'm saying, brother or sis, it will be better if you can take this into the home, if you can talk about it calmly. So she was more active, but she was apologizing for him. He didn't want to hear nothing I had to say. He don't know me. He like, whatever. So he kept walking. Good. And I told her, sis, don't apologize for his behalf. I said, I understand where you're coming from. When you get a chance, let him know how you feel. That you can say whatever he needs to say, but be respectful, especially when you're in public with your children. Because even when you're home, this is what they're going to see. Find a time where you could talk to him rationally. He didn't seem like he was abusive at the time, at that moment. It didn't matter. I interject is what I'm saying. So somebody asked me, was that one time? No, there's a few times. There's many times. But I don't have to share every time I interject or saw something if I can help or assist in the situation. Is that all the time? No, because sometimes I just watch. Oh, sorry. So I just watch to see how people's going to work themselves out. Not every time you need to intervene. You never know if it's someone. All of us as angels, God put his people in places. He got his spirit planted in us. So if you just looking at a person, you may not know. It's okay. You don't have to know everybody, but be kind to people. Be kind to everyone. Just be mindful. Just be cordial, because that could take you a long way, especially when you don't know someone. And people that think they know me because you sat around, you knew me not, just like I knew most of you not. But I got to understand who I am. As I'm in my spiritual self, everybody is spiritual anyway. Everybody. You mean everybody? I'm not into that. I don't do all that. I don't believe in that. Well, then you don't believe in yourself, but either way you go, you are. We was born that. We are all spiritual beings having an earthly experience in the human body on an earthly form. This is the earthly plane. We out here with the birds, the dogs, everything that fly up, the things that walk on the earth, and the things that swim underneath the earth. So either way, we get in the water, we get in the sky, whether we flying, get in the plane, either way. I'm just saying that we all exist on different levels, right? We all got different instincts. You got the dogs, they stay low on the ground, they sniff everything, they analyze and they checking out things, right? And they're good to have in your house because they pick up on things. If you got an animal or a pet, a cat or whatever, nothing better than happen to my pet. Okay? Nothing. Don't do nothing. So I don't have to send nothing. I'm trying to be mindful of what I say because I'm being careful. That's why I take my pauses, because I know that my words carry authority and it has weight. So I'm trying to be careful what I say and what I'm saying and who I'm saying it to. I don't wish any harm to come to anybody except for the ones that put harm on others, and you get whatever you put out. So whatever you put out is what you get back. Please understand the laws of gravity and nature. This prism, right, that we under, excuse me, don't allow us to think bigger than whatever it is that they put out. They schools got a certain amount. They tell you what kind of, if you want to go to this school, you could be this, you could be anything you want to be. That we set up. Now, what if it's something that they got on their list? And you tried, because I did some of their jobs. I was a home health aide. I did a few things. I was a mostly my nature is a caregiver, is nurturing, right? And I'm also into body, being studying human anatomy. So I went into nursing because I'm interested in learning about something about me. So when I go to talk to the white coats, those are ones that got the lab jackets on. They walk around in white and they wear a little white hat and they tell you that I'm a doctor or nurse or whatever. Those ones. Not the ones that wear the blue. They practicing how to be something, or a technician or whatever, how to study the body and all that. But either way, whatever you do in this life, have a purpose, is all I'm saying. You need to have some type of direction. You should have a purpose, a goal. Even if the goal, well, I just want to finish school. I want to be the first one in my family to graduate. I'm just saying, after you do and accomplish, who did you do it for? Was it just to be the first one in the family to say I graduated, or the first one to say I got something, or look what I won, or I stayed in school, I mastered to be a PhD, I'm a psychologist, and I got this degree, and I did this long, and I did this. And I'm not assaulting anyone. I'm just asking us to think a little bit deeper. Who is that benefiting, and where can it go, and what could you do with it, and where can you take that at after you pass this life? How much did you put in of being in these schools and getting your degree and working these jobs? How much grace did it give you? It doesn't give a lot at all. It's only for this world. I mean, it tells you it is approval. I'm just saying, if it's not, just think a little bit deeper. It's not to offend anyone, but it is to wake us up. If you're getting all these things and it's not enough to say, if it didn't bring you peace and give you temporary joy because it's something you accomplished. I'm not saying don't go after your dream. I'm saying, is that only your dream? And if it is, then think about it. Then it's worldly. It's only for 3D, what you could touch, see, and feel and say, I got, I like, I bought, I saw, I earned, I what, or whatever. And then after that, who approval did you say that gave it to you? Because if you say the Most High don't stop there. He would never do that. He would never tell us to go somewhere and only to benefit and show off or whatever, and wait for the system to tell us when to appreciate something, or when to say Happy Mother's Day, when to say Happy Father's Day. Why can't, if we are a parent every day, wouldn't it make sense for some people, for us to just say Happy Father's Day? Because they know that man is a father. They see him with his children. They see this man take care of his kids. Or they see this man and woman as a family unit. They see them not being perfect, but they're a perfect model of what it looks like to stay together as a family. Healthily. Healthily is my word. I said it, healthily. Now, when you're thinking about being healthy, you're thinking about how you arguing, what you talk about in front of your kids, because you understand that kids' mind is a sponge. So we need them to be fully protected. Each kid is all our ones, fathers and mothers, parents and people that's with kids and without kids, or never had children. If you're a mother and a father, you was made to be a parent in some fashion or form, even if you had to adopt or you have to take over one of your family loved ones and raise them. If it's in the Lord's pleases the Lord, because some people don't have kids because they didn't need none, it wasn't in their cards, they wasn't going to make time for it, it just didn't line up in this lifetime. If that's the case, if you're not sure if that's the case, then you consult the owner that knows all things in the maker of you. That one knows who to send you to. If you trust the Lord, he will do it for you. If you didn't know why, he would. Because if you look at your mistakes, be like, I did this wrong. I did this, and I was mean to this one. If you see yourself as a mistake, you already doubted yourself. So you took yourself out of your own race. You should never give up on you. If someone wants to leave, leave. If the Lord tell you to pick up and let go, some things that's hindering and holding you. Can we be in affliction and held ourselves down by the way we think? Yes, because this world don't allow you to think in a way where I don't have to listen to you. You telling me, listen, people. This world tell us to go against ourselves. That's the first thing. Yes, I am a rebellion to a fault, to a part, because I don't agree with everything. I had this job where, so this is public, so everybody can know. What you was doing, I was a crossing guard. Now, whatever was going on in the background, somebody made a call or whatever, this lady was on me. And she wanted me to conform. And she wanted to know, she was Hispanic Latino. And she wasn't bad, but she didn't understand why I didn't have fear, or she didn't have to say it directly. It was the way she looked. It was the tone of her voice. It was the other thing she said around it. And it's like, why can't you, most people, when they got their boss and you start a new job, you're kind of a little nervous when your boss come around if you're not doing exactly, like, I don't know. I don't think about being controlled, especially if I'm in the street. I'm outside. My job is outside. When you on the field, that's what we call the field. If you work in the housing, right, in the rent office, and you get outside, you are in the field. That's what they say. Oh, such and such, or Mr. Williams is not in. Can we take a message? Oh, yeah, he's going to be out for a while. Or Mr. Lee, or whatever. Mr. Lee, Miss Lee, or whatever. When you're in the field, you feel free. Why? Because you outside in the world. You ain't got nobody watching and standing over you. Even in that type of job, I'm like, what can I do other than save people? If that's my job and that's what I do, what problem do you have? Well, you got to stand exactly on this corner. And when I pass by, I got to be able to see you. You can't be in the middle of the block. You can't be across the street. You can't be somewhere else. I'm like, listen, if I don't got nobody to cross and I see where I'm at and I know what I'm doing and my job is safety first, that's what I pray for. I said, Lord, don't let nobody get hurt on my watch. And I watch and I make sure people got to cross safely, whether they listen or not. They listen enough to get across the street safely. If I cross you and you got to cross safely, my job is goddamn done. Anything else outside of that, or if you didn't have the right color, you didn't have right this, I did adjust. I wasn't unadjustable, but I am a person that don't like to be told to stand and then ask me, why can't you follow the rules? That right there is the problem for Aries, for this woman here, to say, follow rules. And I'm in the street on the corner. That is what I'm supposed to do. I only have one corner right in front of me, back and forth, very little short distance. Come, stop, go, wait, stop the cars. Sometimes I stop the people, let the cars turn. You have to learn to be fair. So I was adjusting and I was like, okay, this is a little difficult because my younger sister got me the job, and it was a cool experience. I did it for a year, and I was like, yeah, that's enough, because you're not going to keep telling me I got to get written up because I'm not doing what you want. And she told me, you need to find another job. You don't really. I said, well, listen, don't tell me where I need to find another job. Well, because I'm just saying, I'm just saying this might not be a good fit for you. Even though it's an easy job. I said, yes, this is a very easy job. So why are you making it difficult? I'm doing the Lord's work. I work for the Lord. That's what I said. And she said, well, um, I said, so if I'm keeping people safe, that's what I'm supposed to do. This is what I do naturally, is help and save people. Anything else, a job is telling you to do or be something that you're not, I got to go. And I've been sitting down doing something else for myself other than somebody telling me I need to follow some rules and curriculum. You can't listen to music. Why I can't listen to music and people cross the street? Oh, it's too loud. No, it's not. You didn't really hear it. I'm hearing it to myself. And you can't see it. I had a little pouch. It was hitting. And I said, why can't I listen to music? If it wasn't that, first, it wasn't even the music. It was just that you always on your phone. And I said, but I'm not actually on my phone. I have my phone, but I'll be listening to other things. I'm not actually talking all the time. I know, why don't you get the little earpiece? So if you get an earpiece, they'll say, well, we can't tell if you're talking or not, but it looks suspicious that you got an earpiece, and they tell you to hide it. So I don't like to do that. That's just how I felt about it. If I wanted to hide, I would have did that. I didn't like to hide. If I want to be who I am, the way I want to be. If I'm not jeopardizing anything on the job where you can say I crossed some rules or I broke anything and I hurt or whatever, abandoned something, then you can write me up on other things. Oh, you didn't have the right outfit, or you didn't you was a few minutes late, you didn't call. How come you didn't call? Because if I called you and it's a whole thing with that. It was too much control, and they wanted me to bend this one, and then she would tell, or whatever the case is. She told me she owned the streets. The streets is hers. She gets to, go around making sure that the guards is on post, and we have our little book. They gave us a little red paddle that says stop, right? You gotta have your stop sign because somebody got hurt. If you got a stop sign and it's a real tall truck and you tall like me, 4'11", nobody is going to see you, not even if you raise your sign all the way up. Why? Because the truck is higher than you and your arms could go but so far, it still can't see you. So you know the best thing to do, get the hell out the goddamn way. I'm not getting killed for nobody. I'll whistle or yell, get out of the street. Watch the cars. Now, you give people cues and warnings like that. Other than that, I don't like nobody riding my back because she told me I needed to perform. Why you don't like following rules? Following rules. I'm like, what rules is it on the street? So she was the supervisor. So I said, look, if I'm on a corner and I walk away from where I'm at, and I can still see my corner, I can still see if I need to cross. There's nobody to cross. Am I allowed to walk around, to walk away? Like if I'm like in Iview, he didn't have a problem. So I had to ask that in front because she felt something different by herself. I didn't need to be combative. I just wanted to hear because she called the boss. What do the boss got to say? The boss said, I don't see nothing wrong with that. I said, okay. And I just left it like that. I didn't say because, well, she said, or did I say that? No, I didn't need to because she knew what she told me and she heard what I asked. And he's the boss over her. So then that take care of that. I'm not going to be confrontational. I just want to know what's feasible because I know I'm not tripping. He wasn't tripping about nothing. Don't squeeze me to be, I don't know if this was a thing. When you're being attacked and people want you to be conformed. I'm not a conformer. I'm not a transformer where I need to transform to be something I'm not. I transform to be everything that God wants me to be, but I won't conform or transform for this world because it needs a systematic person to be scared. This your boss, this your job. You should, what if you don't have this job? If you get fired from this job, you can't. Listen, that's bull crap. If you get fired from a city job and that's all your life to survive on, because I didn't get fired. I said, I got them is out. That's what I did. Signed, and I said, I can't. And I waited till the Lord said, You don't have to do that. No, I was waiting. I said, Lord, it's something else that I need to do. Something gotta be better than this. Because this is not, I mean, I liked it. It was experience, and I looked at it, especially when it was cold. And I wanted to see how I can be in the cold and how much cold can I bear if I had to, because you never know what life is going to take you. You don't know where you're going to be. You don't know what. So if I'm broken in, and I say, okay, I know what I can handle. What I want to be in somewhere cold, but if I did, you know what we do? Every winter, we prepare for it. We get your boots, you get your scarf, your hat, whatever the kind of cold it is. The more cold it is, the more we match the cold, right? Period. Now, whether you standing somewhere or not, the point is you are matching the cold. So if you dress warm, you ain't even worrying about it. Now, when you got to stand somewhere, don't matter how dressed you are, because you ain't never going to be dressed to stand somewhere unless you built for it. I give my hat to all crossing guards that can stand and cross and do that for many years, 25 years, even 10 years, 5 years. I did mine for one. I couldn't get past two. So for those that can do it, I commend you, because it takes a lot of patience and dedication, and you have to like what you do, or just like being where you at. Now, some people, that's an easy job right there, because it allows them to do other things, to get on with their life, or to have another job, to have a second life. And either way it goes, somebody is comfortable where they at. It works for them. That worked for me. And two, she wanted me to be conformed. The answer is no. I'm not nobody's rules, or somebody, a lab rat to test or to bully. Now, she used to say a lot of things, and I didn't say nothing. I had to wait until, anyway, that's not the point. Is I'm not confrontational. I will let you say some things and let you think a certain way until I need to hear all of your thinking. And she thought I was slow, like most people. They think you're slow because you're not. It seems like you're not really like catching on, or you're not responding. If you don't respond a certain way that people expect you to respond, that's in this 3D version of this world, and if you don't respond like the common folks will respond, and they understand certain things, and yeah, you got to follow the rules, because every job got rules, right? They all got something systematically. You have a dress code. You have to look a certain way. Everybody got to be played a part to be the part. You work over here, so if you work in DHL, you are red and yellow. So everybody know that you belong to this section of this job here. Okay, no problem. I'm just saying, when you outside, this lady is not following no goddamn rules. I did not. I did everything I wanted to do, because I knew the time before my kids come out, I can eat and sit down. I can walk around, get something to drink. They said you can't have a cup in your hand. You don't do all of that stuff. Okay, you get something, put it down. You can't cross at the same time. I'm not saying I broke. I'm saying that, yes, I did things in measurement of if I'm not hurting anyone. And they said, well, oh, you're not supposed to. I saw you. Those people, the cops that passed by, they wasn't worrying about. They ain't never say, well, I saw you with a cup. Or, man, listen, I'm not saying that is good or bad. I'm just saying that's who I was made to be. I'm not to be conformed. God didn't make me that way. I'm not thinking in a way that's systematic. That's why I broke the system, because they can't understand. It's one or two things. It's three. Is God above all, and that God is in us. We get two choices. You get to go left or right. You get to pick whichever side in yourself, because we got dark and light inside of us. We got our shadow self, and we got our light self. We got our spiritual self. Then you got your worldly self. That is your flesh side that yearns for everything that the world has. You want. If you got a little something, if you get a computer and you want something bigger, you want something bigger. And you want something more. If you get a car, you want another car. If you get shoes, you want more shoes. Now, some people do things outside of moderation. If you get 1,000 outfits, you're not going to wear all of them. You don't live. Most people say, well, I just wear one thing and I just wear one time and that's it. I don't ever wear it again. I got these shoes. You got guys that say, I wear a pair of sneakers. I wear one kick and I never wear them again. I wear me another one. I'm going to buy me, you got like 15 pairs. People that got more, I'm just saying, we think about having more than what we actually need. If you lived in moderation for the things that you need and you have enough, do you really need all those things? Because if, God forbid, you pass away, now you have so much things that other people have to give away or sell or whatever, how it go. I'm just saying, I experienced that when loved ones, they accumulate a lot of things in life, and I realized half of the shit we don't even got damn need. We don't even use half of the stuff over the time. We just store it. Not saying everything is junk, like wires and things like that. You never know when you need an outlet, and you should have an extension cord and things like that, tools and things to help, you know, to tidy up or to fix in your home. You should have some type of tools. You should know how to be handy to a degree. I'm just saying that to have excessive clothes, excessive cars. I got 15 cars. I got 19 houses. How many of you? I got and not doing nothing, not selling it, not moving people in, not helping to put people out of the street that needs a home, not helping your family, the ones that really need to have, to say, I got, this is what you do, this is how you get on, just maintain this. Not to everybody. Listen, family. Please stop helping family. That's because they family. Those are the first one that drag you down. Family is supposed to be uplifting, encouraging. They supposed to pour in and help uplift. I'm not helping another soul that cannot pour back into this queen here. Because I done poured and gave enough of myself on a one-on-one basis. I don't mind to give outwardly. I have enough to give, but not to do it like the way I've been doing it. I'd rather give outwardly and to the right ones. I'm not just giving myself. Nobody could just be sitting next to me talking to me about, hey girl, I just want to hang out with you. To do what? Are we doing something? You got, listen, if you old, the answer is no. If you knew, I'm gonna let God bring me. He gonna give me everything I need. I can't. I'm not gonna stress myself about it either way. What I'm saying is, when you learn to trust in the Lord and trusting yourself, if you, this what I did. I thought about what I wanted. I wanted to live this life the way how I wanted to live. It's my life. I should be able to live it the way I want. I should be able to do and picture how I want to live. So, what was the best thing? This is what I did. And I think that other people could follow along, and most people did it, probably did the same thing. Or if they didn't, this is something to just a side note, something that you can add or not. I'm gonna tell you what the good Lord gave to me. He said, "Don't change. You don't need to change how we speak and be ourselves. Just your spirit needs to be whole. That is the main part of this life. Don't let this world change you because of people's opinion or thoughts or actions of things that you did, or if you did anything to offend, excuse me, make amends, fix it, ask for forgiveness, go on without being who you used to be. You can take off the outfit, you can be free, you can be who you need to be. If you are willing to walk away from your old life, this life that you was living, a crusty life, you was living a gutter life, a shiesty life, whatever it just wasn't in line. It wasn't peaceful. It wasn't bringing you joy. It just so felt like it temporarily. Doing the wrong thing, sometimes this world, don't put too much pressure because this world told us everything wrong. So we have to relearn that the things that we've been taught has been strong, holding our mental. We are God beings by our godly birthright, intuition. We was born with it, and everyone is born with a defense or a fight in them from birth. I saw my daughter took her. They was trying to stick her foot with a needle, and she was taking the thing out, and she was a newborn. So if you don't want something, they use their feet or their hands. Nobody can't tell me the babies don't push away a bottle. If there's something that they don't want, they spit it out. If it's their little nipple, you try to give them, they crying. And like, no. Then you say, okay, it's not that, but they keep crying. Maybe I need to hold them. Maybe it's just I need to walk around. So you keep doing things till you figure it out. Why? Because you don't know baby language, and babies don't understand yours. They just expect you to figure some shit out by every cry, and you got to keep adjusting until you figure it out. Why? What's this cry mean? And what do this child want? Is they crying a certain way? Is it their stomach? Do they got gas? Do they need to burp? You'll figure it out. Because if you are a dedicated person that's a guardian, whether you're a mother or father, or just a regular a guardian or somebody or a sibling or somebody that's just stepping in, your common sense should tell you if you got any conscience or compassion, you're going to try to ease that child from crying, figure it out, right? So why are we being hard on ourselves? Don't. Because this is a lot of wear and tear for layers of centuries that they've been putting bullcrap on us and telling us about shit that don't have nothing to do with anything that's actually really happening. The crimes that's happening, the kids that's being taken, the things they have in games every work. When I did this job and I had to watch the Yankee Stadium, that's where I'm at. So pay attention. This Yankee Stadium, this thing, they got the games. Anybody know about baseball? Thursday, Monday, Tuesdays, Fridays. This thing is a business. And they just kept racking it up. Around the clock, they cut off, certain lanes. The cars is backed up. They can't just, cut off the roads and all of that. Why these things is happening? They are called distractions. Why? Because they use this world as a game. That's why they got gamble. You can go to the casino. You can get money by playing numbers. You can play lotto. Everything is a goddamn game. Ha ha, ha ha. And all this world do want to see how much people's going to spend to maintain, how much they want to get in, how much they want to get out of their life. They want to swim with the big dogs. Listen, I think that when you just stay in your lane and you ask God to just wait, because the Lord knows to put his spirit before you in the ones that when he send you, your walk is pure, it's free, the doors is open for you. You know how I know that's true? Everybody that lived and know that the Lord would do it for you. The things that we all know, that a setback is nothing but a setup to do over, to get better. You step back to see where you went wrong, what you need to tighten up. Don't all the time means you need to revert or abort and start something new. You need to check out, especially if it's something that you meant to do. See how you can strategize to be better than the next time. We're always going to have challenges. So even as I have challenges, I need y'all to pray with me, because I want everybody to be free like me. I want everybody to start thinking, if they keep raising things up on us as a people, when do we think we should stand up and say enough is enough? They raising up all their prices, the trains, everything. And it's like, people that drive, you got cars, you keep paying. Why are we paying? This system is going down. What I'm saying is, if you keep helping a system that is not meant to sustain because it was ran off of corruption and it was built on us being slaves by the straw man. If you look at your birth certificate, I'm not getting into all of that. I'm just saying, pay attention. This world needs to crumble, because it's not to keep paying into something. You got to pay your bills every month. Damn, every month I can never own or stop paying or get paid up for something. I can never stop paying on my car. I cannot never stop paying on my house. Even if, okay, so you can probably pay on your house, but then you got property tax. Your house is on your property. I don't understand that. If my house is on the property and I paid up on my house, this is logic. This is something that if you think and you said, well, if everybody thought the same, can you see results? The answer is yes. Do you need to get killed and hung? No. I see a way. If I can't get my way, you either. Now, what will happen is you hold the line. You stop doing something. Don't do everything because you want to, because people are scared. So if people are scared, you have to start somewhere. What's the first thing? Well, if you're tired of paying rent and you say, well, if I don't pay my rent, I'm gonna get kicked out. I don't want to go to court. If everybody did the same thing, who is getting kicked out? Who is going to court? No goddamn body. Their system has got to crumble. They can't have something. They only can perpetuate it or perpetuate it or keep it going as long as we let a lie or something exist that doesn't exist. The power goes back to the people. The Republic is not being a Republican, a voting party. The Republic Party goes to the people. Who started the Republican Party? Melanated people. That means that we have an authority. Whatever we didn't have then, we have now. I don't care to do everything. I'm not going to share everything. I'm going to just say why I think that if we want unity and if we can get ourselves to be better, we will have to. You see what I'm talking about? People in your family is not going to think like that. They systematically, you're going against the grain. You're going against the grain. You're trying to stop something. You're going to hurt everybody. No, you're going to hurt everybody because you don't want to change. You want to stay in a system that's corrupt, that do foul things, and they put lights and things to distract us. Hey, you want to go to the basketball games? You want to see the what they got, concerts and such. You got Beyonce's, you got all the artists out there. You can go over here, you can see this, you can see that. You want to go to the movies, you want to go out to the eateries. It's not wrong because we do like to eat, right? Not all the time we want to be home. Ain't nothing wrong with that. What I'm saying is the things that they want us to be occupied for the things they want us. It's not wrong. It's just how you choose to use the things that they made. You don't have to get into everything. Everything about this world I did not care about. So that further makes people that the chosen is the ones that don't think worldly. Like we are really like don't really our spirit remembers that something is wrong with this place because it's not friendly. It's not it has something that's missing. So what I saw is love. You know why I say that? Because love is the thing that give us hope. Love is the thing that keep you going. Love is the strength that make you hold. Those are the things that make you think about, well, if I didn't go through these tough times and these tribulations, if my mama didn't do these things, if I had more love, if they didn't leave me and abuse me, if they didn't do that, do you understand that some of the things that we go through for each person, that depending on the hardship or the more, say you didn't have a good childhood, right? And you felt like you was neglected, you was in an unsafe environment, you wasn't kept to be safe, but somehow you made it through. Is it the things that you've been through that you should be mad at, or you look at what it got you to go through, what it made of you? If it didn't make you of something of substance, then what would you give gratitude for? Or did you have to? Now some of you had to do things and you made things happen. Oh, I want this job. Let me go do a little hocus pocus to help me win my favor. Now, let me tell you something. It's not wrong with asking or using or going to the gods and asking for favor. Well, I pretty much just pray and I just speak what I want. And I think about speaking over my life. So I suggest the same thing to my people. Speak over yourself. Tell yourself you love yourself. You're a winner. It's nothing that this world can do or throw at you that you're not going to overcome. Now, you may not be, no need to be perfect. Again, you need your spirit to be perfect because they align you up to do better, to make better decisions. Your conscience is open. Now you're consciously making decisions. Now you're open. You're looking ahead of you. You're looking at, if I do this, what is the outcome of that? Well, when you use moderation, you don't need, the Lord will give you what you can handle. If you see how you handle it, not just what you did with your money at your job, and how we work all the way through, whether you got a job or whether you ain't never had a job. You just going through life, but you're going through life peaceful. You're humble. You are helpful. You able to inspire, or somebody is able to inspire you. If you change someone's life, a lot of people talk to me and they just open up to me So I got to listen to a lot of my people. I got to listen to us, the concerns we have. And the concerns we have is the control, the system, the things that we have to do, and we feel drained. We never have enough time, and we feel like we got to do this all over again. If you're doing something that's draining and it's taking a lot of you, you got to do it every day. And you say, I got to do it because if I don't do it, then how am I going to pay my bills and how am I going to eat and how am I going to do this? I don't know. I just relied on the Lord. I said there was times I didn't have, but He never let me not have anything to feed my kids. Even when I didn't have, He made it a way where it's people, it's places where you can go. And I did whatever I needed to do in moderation at the time. I was grateful to see if I had to, would I feel ashamed? Would I be embarrassed? And I thank God I didn't have any of those spirits with me. I didn't feel those type of way. So I learned something about the enemy. The enemy can't use anything that it cannot attach itself to. If it's not worldly, these worldly people that practice worldly things, they can only attack you on things that they feel is valuable. Now, once you get past this 3D matrix and you climb up to your fourth dimension and you coming out and you all the way out and you get to your fifth and your sixth, whatever kind of dimension that is, but you are out of this world. Okay? The more you climb, the more you leave this world behind. It's two things. I saw the silver line. I said, oh shit, I saw the code. I'm not going to say too many things because I still, you know, I saw it. Okay? It is a silver lining to get past this bull crap because nothing and nobody should be able to tell you you can't be who you are and you can't get what you want just by thinking and meditating on thinking about where you see yourself at. Why not? Why not? You're supposed to do it. Or the philanthropists do it. The people that build buildings, they think, they see, then they draw. And then they see the vision, they pour it out from their head, they see the vision, they saw if you put anything in the ethers and you see yourself in the universe. I don't know all the scientific and a lot of things. I took the essence of whatever it is, the attribute of whatever God is. I said, I need that. What do He have? He has love. That is a hard commandment, okay? It is the greatest, and it lines you up with everything, but it also gives you and attracts everything that you don't want, that is not lovely. It's going to come to you. Why? Because you said you're loved and you like to be loving. You like to be caring and uplifting. So if you that, do you think you're not going to be tested? People's not going to do things because they want to see if your heart is really made like that. Well, I've been tested. I've been tried. I'm still true. I still love. Even the people that didn't love me, even if you try to take me out, I love you from a distance because I understand that it was something that you felt in yourself that you was missing. People, when we don't love ourselves, it make it harder to live this life, is what I'm trying to tell you. They use certain people to play mental games and they plant them in our family and they sit next to you and they study you. They watch you, they eat with you, but they watching you. So if you're not a watcher yourself, you're going to miss all the people watching you. I watch them watch me. I'm sitting with them and you look away and you watch them sizing you and studying, asking you stupid ass questions that they can use for themselves or they want to see how you think. Why? Because that's their assignment. And my assignment is God's assignment. They have no idea. You're not my test. Well, yeah, you're my test, but I'm I'm your lesson to learn. These are my tests. So if you know which one you are, you understand your assignment, you understand that what you're supposed to do, you're not supposed to get caught up. You understand that you're just passing through. You see where these people at and where you at, and you understand who's not going to be able to go with you. That's what I knew. I knew that they was not going to raise their conscience to a healthy state where they find out I'm a woman, I'm a man. I need to not just think about what this world or get certain jobs because they give me this money and I need this money because if I make this and I get that, then I have everything I want and I just get this man and I can get my car. If you follow the Lord, did He not say that I will sustain you and I will give you the desires of your heart? How is that not believable for faith churchgoers? I don't care if you're in church, if you're a Muslim, I don't care what religion you're in. You could be a Buddhist, a Catholic, or whatever it is that you want to be, a Jehovah's Witness, a Jew, whatever it is, a yarmulke, bless you. What I am saying is, if you didn't need none of that, and God said, I'm sufficient for you, where's God? Where would you have to find him? You have to find him in you. He told me to stop going to church. I looked in the mirror. He said, everywhere you go, that's where I'm at. Make it simple and make it plain. That's it, and that's all. I said, yes, I roger that. So I just use that for me. Don't go there. If somebody asks, tell them, and that's it. I'm not there to tell nobody not to do it, because God said, if you listening and I'm telling you what the Most High said, and you thinking about where your house is, you are your house. You have to be your own store me. You have to protect your own self. You the one that go out there and measure to see how much you need for your house. Is you not using measurement? Are you not using math? Are you not calculating? We are doing the things that school didn't teach us to do to prepare us for life. It taught us how to be prepared for this world only. It did not teach us how to survive in this life that they made up for us. And they tell you how to stay in the circle. In the circle, you got to go to school. You need their education. Everybody don't need their educations. Why? Because it is lies. It's watered down. Now, because it's watered down, and most of these people, most of these schools, the higher you go, you get a straight A. They know that you are A-okay to work for them, because you want to follow the system in a systematic way. And they get to test you and study you and send you out because you like to do the bidding, because you want money. We pay you a certain amount of dollars. I remember I got this. Anybody ever got those letters from the elites? And they send you some thick, like, I don't even know how many pages, but they send you like a little booklet and talking about how they be looking at you, how they've been studying you, and they just need to see if you're interested. And you have to give it a yes or a no. I ain't give it a goddamn thing. If you don't give it nothing, you don't send nothing back, you don't respond, you don't put nothing in the mail, you don't speak to them about nothing. You already said no. That was the end of that. Okay? The enemy can't do nothing except if you answer to it. Now, how you answer to it, you better be sure of yourself. If you know what you're doing, you better damn well know what you're doing and how you're getting out of it. I don't play these games. I'm not a gambler. I don't really know nothing about how to play video games that well. But I know spades is my favorite game, and I use that in real life. Now, I'm not a chess player, but I know how to play chess in real life. I know how to move if I have to move. I know when to step back. When I need to step back, I know if I need to go to the side, you go to the goddamn side. You know, if you need to jump some shit, you know how to jump over some things. You know how to get through some things when you got the Lord. I got the best one. I can do all things. Everybody that got the Most High, we all say the same thing. You know what I'm saying? That's a universal language when you got the Most High. We all talk because we are in the know. Now, after you get past being a believer, I'm a believer. Believer of what? I believe myself. What do you believe? I believe everything the Lord said about me. I know. Now, after you get past I believe, then you should be saying, I know. If you know where you come from and you know who you are, you know your name, right? You know how many fingers you got? Do you need to say, well, I believe I got 5? Or do you just say, I got 5 fingers? Or I got $5. Well, I believe. You know you only got $4 or $2. Why you got to believe? You understand what I'm saying? You just say, I got $2. Nobody's believing some stupid shit that you already know that you know the answer to. That's what I'm saying. When you got to believe, you're not sure, but you almost, you believe, I think I might be. That's what belief sounds like to me. It sounds like I might be right. I believe that I got the right answer. I believe I'm on the right path. I got a hunch that I'm going the right way. You get what I'm saying? So when you know, it's a different type of flow. It's like when you know yourself, you know who you are. You ain't got to worry about shooting no stars or nothing. You ain't got to try to worry about being something for someone. For who? Why do I need to appease you? If you like me, you like me. If you don't, okay. Never mind. I don't need people like you. What the Lord said, what Jesus did, when he couldn't find no rest, they didn't want to receive him. He took his asses out. I'm going somewhere else where people need me and they don't mind to have me. I ain't got to work hard to try to please people if they don't want to be pleased by me. Screw you. You don't want my blessings. You don't want my love. Never mind. I'm going to where other people want it. That way, when these people realize that they gave up on something that could have saved them or could have helped them inspire and change their life, by the time you figure it out, you lost. Lights out. It's dark. Somebody's wondering, how come I didn't get the memo? The ones that always say, yeah, sit in the back closer to the door so you can hurry up and get out. People that sit in the back or want to go to sleep when they hear somebody talking and say, well, I hear somebody talking, and you listening to the words. Are you paying attention what it can do for your soul? Do you feel your spirit being rejuvenated? Do you think that you just hear, or is it an accident, or are you just waiting to pass by? Or maybe I'm just sitting here a little while. I'm just here to watch everybody else. I just want to ride down somebody else's coattail. People, no. If you came here to do nothing with your life other than to eat, shit, and die, and the party and giggles and do selfies, your purpose should be, it's not about what you have or do you own anything? You own yourself, and you should be that. Let your spirit speak for you. God will place you according to the measures of your spirit, what you can handle. He will guide your walks for you. He's not going to mislead you. If anything, he's going to do it. And if it's somebody in our midst, guess what, people? He's going to leave that person there, and he's going to leave you there too. He will not supersize you. So guess what, people? If you see me popped out, y'all ain't even see me all the way yet. Y'all don't even know me. Y'all have no idea how much of me y'all don't even know yet. And it wasn't for you to know, because the part that you should have got to know was the part that I was open, I was willing, I was friendly, I was able. Not just to be, I wasn't an ass kisser or people pleaser. I didn't think about that. I knew what I was doing. I was helping and watching to see, how are you going to receive? Are you going to show gratitude, or are you going to be a crumb snatcher or a taker? So after you find out who you are, and you wind up knowing why you didn't get back something in life, it's not how many you gave to, how many people did you cross, or who did you cross that God gave to you. That's the difference, because everybody don't have the same one. God got certain prescriptions of people that he put in our life. And so if that person is there to change our life, would you respect them? How we treat them, how we treat him. If you cross anything that God lined up, whether you respect it or not, it doesn't matter. You're going to respect it either way. You're going to respect that power. That's the only thing and the only power that I'm afraid of, because that power gives life and death, and it gives you joy, and it gives you sadness, it gives you wrath, it can give you heat, it can give you pleasure, which one you want. And then God gave that same juice to me. Now, I wouldn't use it unmeasuredly just for anybody, because I'm just saying, when all is under, and he said this one is, we are happy in the spiritual realm. We are joining forces from worldwide to worldwide, from the top of the edges of the top of the world, from past this world, past the moons and the stars above, to the water and to the ocean. I got family in every place. I don't give a damn what you're talking about. I got family all over this place. And guess what? You can't see none of them. You see me. They said, well, what are you talking about? So how come the same way y'all call on your powers, I call on mine. And mine is going to win every goddamn time. I went through this life. I was checking off. I was holding myself, people. I was holding myself tight because I didn't want to make the wrong move. I didn't want to. It was hard, and people was doing things, and I had to. I said, damn. When you have a vision, I'm not going to share it, but you already know. Some people already know. When you have your own something, and people want to know what you thinking and what you got, I don't know, because I didn't know how to formulate it. And I just know that whatever it is, I couldn't talk about it to regular people. Why? Because it was nothing that you would have celebrated. You wouldn't have said, oh, I can help you with that, because I seen when you got yours, you talked about it. People said, oh, and you sound like you could be a counselor. I can be either somebody that is what you call that, a preacher. I don't want to be nobody preach. No, I'm not here to preach anything. I can teach something, but I'm not preaching about no gospels or nothing. I'm gonna tell you the truth from right and wrong to open up your brain so you can open your heart so you can be able to hear and feel the song that only God can sing, and it's called a joyful song in your spirit. If you can hear it, he said, if anybody know me, if anybody saw me, would you know who I am? If I showed up, do you know the angels that I may send to you? If you had a chosen, do you know if you ever had one? Because we're not going to say, yeah, I'm a chosen. We don't know that. Or we don't have to say it. We don't have to. Or we just know we different. We don't care about life the same way other people see it. It don't mean we don't care about life. We just don't have the same views other people have about living this life. When you raise your vibration, you raise your own frequency. When you find out the biggest thing that happened was the love of my life taught me. So I was able to teach in some way. If it wasn't for him, if I didn't teach him, or if I taught many others, then I did my job and I'm not done yet. If many women is learning, if someone wants to go, let them go. Don't hold on. Don't try to make them jealous. Don't waste your time fighting with them about, yeah, is it hurtful? Yeah, you can get through that. But it's not enough to break me. It's not enough to hurt my spirit. It's not enough to make me crazy. Whatever it is that is pain supposed to do to some of us, sometimes it does make us depressed. You feel lonely. You lost your loved one and you don't have nobody and you by yourself. But hey, listen, that's the best thing because I was always by myself, sis. And people, if it's a wonderful thing to get to know yourself because it allows you time to focus and critique yourself. Now, a lot of people don't like to put in time with themselves. They don't. They don't like that's too much work. I'm not doing all that. So then you get body snatchers, soul snatchers. They sit next to you and drain your energy. How they do it? They argue with you. They put you down. They need you to get mad so they could transfer your energy. Because once they get you mad, they take yours. Now they feel good, and you feeling like them. Because you now they trade it. It's called a art of a mind game. Can I tip the energy without doing something? But I'm clever. I poke this one so they can feel like me and I want to be like them. Listen, if your energy is goddamn high up and you feeling great about yourself, no matter what you have or don't have, but you don't mind because whatever you have, you sustain it. And whatever it is, God is going to bring you through. And you know that because you know that you put in this world. You've been putting in your dues and God's been watching you. He's seen you suffer without complaining. And people made it harder for you. If you went through any type of pain, then you went through it. And then you should have said, let me smile with every joy and let me cry with every pain. Let me be whatever it is that I'm feeling so God can sustain me. For when I'm weak, I am strong. I remember, I said, Lord, I remember when I prayed and I asked to be broken because if I was hard-headed, and I was, listen, if you hard-headed in this life and God still got a way for you, He got His hand on you, and you ask for something, I asked to be broken because if He could break me, then I know that He can use me to do whatever He want me to do because I know if I'm broken, I need Him. Do you understand what I'm saying? When you are broken, you ain't got nobody to go to. And if you can't, you know it's one that is always going to be there with you. It's inside of you, it's outside of you, and it got many goddamn people. It got many helpers that's there to help, to assist, to lighten you. I could feel it. Let me tell you what it feels like. When you okay, when you're increasing, this is for high vibrational beings that understand their spiritual self. This is not about rocks. I got them, crystals and all that. That's optional. Okay? That's optional. Your spiritual self is your own flesh, your own spirit. with inside the house of your own body. If you cannot take care of your body, of your house, how can you let the Lord use you? Who would you be representing if you're not taking care of yourself to make good decisions for you? If you don't treat your body good, you don't respect yourself, you need something. I didn't always, but I'm glad I woke up and I'm safe and I'm clean, I'm healthy. So I can say, thank you, Lord, because I didn't always make sure that I was careful with myself. So when you find someone that don't have love and you know you have it, but the person don't want, you give it back to yourself. Be the joy that you want to see in this world. Be everything that you want. If you want to be free in this world. Give freely. Not just to anybody. I'm not saying just if you want to help someone. Do you do it with a grudgeful heart, or do you do it with a caring heart because you really want to uplift that person? Just telling somebody, like I told someone, they have a nice smile. There's a young sister about my age, in her 40s or whatever the case is, and she lived on my block. So I'm walking, and we didn't really speak. I never really spoke, but I wanted to. And I saw her, and I said, "How you doing?" And she spoke, and she smiled. And then I told her, I said, "Sis, you have a beautiful smile. You should smile more." And ever since then, we speak all the time. We don't talk and have long conversations, but we speak in passing. And when she see me, she smile. That's gratitude to me. Because something I said to this young lady inspired her. Because when we do lift each other, and especially it's not a lie, when you can honestly say you have a beautiful smile, you should smile more often. We need that in this world. We need to feel love. We need to be uplifted. We need to be inspired, because the other opposite side is telling us we're not who we are, and we should not be inspiring people. We should not be uplifting you. You're not who you are. You can't be who you said you is. You can't be this. Why? Because you're not. As women, we should be uplifted. You should be careful of keeping your legs open. If you got spared, as I have, I learned to value my body, not just because it's mine, because God said I'm your best. Listen to me. I'm about to end this. It's 1:46. So I'm saying, when the Lord says, I'm your best, and we know who you want to get to top that. That is all powers on all every side. The dark side, the distraction, he gave powers to. Right? And he send these people in your families, sometimes babies, right? And children. And sometimes these people is wicked from children. They already got somebody put a seed. That spirit already been passed down to that child or to that person. What I'm saying is a lot of generational curses is passed down through our families. And this corruption of this country is behind it. So when they making games and things in stadiums and underneath the grounds, as people, as kids being taken, they screaming, they horrified, as people being raped, there's gunshots, there's all kinds of things that's happening right beneath us, and we walking on top of it. Why? Because they are mouths beneath us, and we can be able to hear some shit. If they stop playing these goddamn games and be quiet a little bit, we can be able to hear some shit. But guess what? So much distraction, we don't even think of it. They put it in movies. Oh, that was a good movie. I think they had I think it was on Netflix or on Prime. Either way, it was called Save the Children. Something Mel Gibson did. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of children that's being trafficked and coming over across the border. So you said, well, how come these people get more privileged than us? Well, how come? How come you're not fed up? Why are we not fed up as a people? When do we say, you know what? I think enough is enough. You won't bring people here. They get more treatment. They get in a home. We got to stay at this raggedy job. We still paying bills and the thing is going up. These people get shelter. They get a house before we do. People still in the housing or whatever happens happening now. But I'm just saying the disrespect is what I'm saying. We was born here. Why are we not first privileged? Why do we have to go through all these things? They make these Social Security, the HRA, they give us help, and we give you a little help, but you got to qualify. Qualify for what? I'm just saying, it's our money. And they act like they doing us a favor. And then if they do you a favor, help you with one shot deal or something like that, they tell you, oh, you got paid back. Or we give you a little percentage, you got to pay something so we can see that you won't be, that we can help you because you helped your. If I couldn't help myself and I came to you and you supposed, this is what it's for, to assist the people. It doesn't matter how many babies and people got to stop. They had us twisted. If you working, they taking money out of my check for you to be having babies and laying up and not doing nothing. My check is paying for you. Your check is not paying for any goddamn thing except for the government. That woman, that man, each of us, whether we working or not, have our own money that we entitled to, and they tell us, I'll give you a little bit, because guess what? They don't want you to know that that's your money. They giving benefits and making you, well, if you pay into this, why am I paying? Why? And then at the end of the road, when you get elderly, if you work all the way to goddamn 70 years, if you made it that far, now you thinking about living life. They know you too goddamn tight. You've been working to 75 years of your life. First it was 65, then it was 60, and then you got to keep working. And then I'm like, I am not. I don't give a damn what you talking about. Now that's not for people. That's just how I feel about they goddamn agreements, they terms. If you could pay into your pension, you want to get life insurance. No, because I don't like your insurance for my life. Now, people that like it, I learned that people's doing too many things and hurting their loved ones and cashing off with the insurance, and they get people to pass off on it. And guess what? They get the benefit of all that money. Why? Because your ass is gone. And then they cash out even more on top of that. Why? Because you got crooked people that's in crooked systems, whether they're in the police system, whether they're in a judge or court system, however way they do it, arbitration or whatever it is. All these little goddamn entities allow these people to do dark shit. Now, the other people, righty-whitey, they just sign shit. Our people go do dark shit and go call on the ghosts of the night and all the wicked spirits that they could conjure up. All the zombies that used to live back in the day that was terrorizing in this life. They call on the scariest and creepiest ones, the sick, the more innocent ones, and say, yeah, get that one. I want that person life. I want this and I want that. Personality disorders, because you never knew how to be yourself. So you need other people to keep up with their personality. And after that shit don't work out, guess what? Everybody orders everything just come back smacking you. Bam, bam, bam. Now you every goddamn body and you can't control nothing. Now you're in a mental prison. People, please understand that when the Lord says that I can put you either get right or I make you the way that you are for life. So either you be the tree of life or you be good and evil. You better pick, because one of them that you do, that is what you is for the rest of your goddamn natural ass life. Now, people don't think that's something. That is what it is in this real life. So if you're not acting right and you have not been right and not treating other people right, or you cross the line, you did something that you should never did, nowhere, never in your life. If you cross something or someone, and even if you came against, you didn't even know that you was one of the ones that was one like you. I met a chosen. I saw another chosen, but he didn't know he was chosen because he was around unchosen people that knew that he was a blessing in this life. And they tried to take that man down and try to run his ass down with nothing but clowns. Clown as immature young girls that have the age of a woman. Now, listen, if you don't think that spiritual warfare is creepy, let me tell you a little bit. Do you know that they know how to do certain things with swapping destinies or swapping energies or putting somebody else? A woman could put her energy, her feminine energy, into a man. And they can make a man more feminine or aggressive to a female and put their feelings and make that man target the one that they don't like and put their spirit inside that man and make him attack a woman that he actually loves, but he can't see it because he's being controlled by forces that is unknown of to him, and he has no idea. Guess what? It happens to women too. Men know how to do it, right? Now, think about why that's goddamn forbidden. Why would that be forbidden? You know why it's forbidden? Because it's not natural. It's not natural. It's unlawful, and it's against the rules. It goes against God's natural order of life. We already have a feminine and masculine energy on our own. For a woman to transfer that masculine energy and become more masculine and dethrone that man, and that man don't know who he is because that woman is battling any woman. That's not some. I'm saying any woman or women that do that. A lot of these are Eastern stars and warlocks, all kinds of crack rabbits that hide behind their badge and the honor of being a good stand-up citizen. I'm a good citizen. I work for the Navy. I work for the government. I work for the state. I make sure things go in order. Whatever. If your ass ain't living right, don't talk to me about, hey, we got to unite. You see, we melanated. We got to stand up for each other. I'm not your enemy. Don't tell me that. If you look like me and you cause me a problem, don't tell me about the white man is doing something to me, because I'm going to look at you. I said, well, then I'm sitting right next to my white man because that spirit has the same as the other oppressor, but I got an oppressor sitting next to me. How do you overlook that? Don't call those people those things your family. Be careful, because they don't pray the same as you. They say the same thing. They say God, but who is they God that they worship and talk to? All the Christians that say, I'm Christian, I'm Muslim. If you Muslim and you Muslim and you following around something and you looking for something, why when you say Bismillah, Allah Rahman Rahim, why don't you see that in yourself? Why do you need to follow someone around the world that can't inspire you to be your own goddamn God best self? Do you need to put something in the basket? I'm not asking nobody for nothing unless they say they want to give me. What I am saying is, when I give, I'm giving you freely. Open your mind, open your gates, give some room to circulate. If I did anything, you should feel your brain pulsate. If you feel anything around your heart and it feels warm and it feels like a tingling feeling, that's God holding your heart. He's holding you. If you feel sad and you feel your conscience is rising, you feel good inside, something make you feel like you having a shift. You're on a plane, you're rising. I remember when I felt it, it's like kind of like a dizzy feeling, because you was like, it's like, oh shit, you could feel yourself elevating, like being in your own elevator, but it's you, and it's only you that can feel it. Man, listen, for the ones that know what I'm saying, if you know, you goddamn know. That's the way you want to go. Now, we are the ones that don't like to be used, so there's no more users over here. So if you're coming over here this way for new people, old people, or whatever, make sure you straight with yourself. Be honest, be pure, be true. Make sure that you ain't coming against, because you don't know if you got real ones out here that been through some shit, so they can know if you worked on yourself or not. If you didn't, we'll know that you faking. Because if you got seers and we can see you, that means we can see right through you. I do anything to make you smile. I do anything just to make you smile. I do anything just to make you smile. Yes, I said, yes, Lord, I do anything to make you smile. And I just said, I just want to be me. I just want to please you, Lord. I'll go, send me. I speak for you. I'll tell people what you is to me. I show them your gifts. I show them your mercy. Why you have mercy on us? How do you love us? He send things to us and give us gifts and send us to each other and send people towards us to let him know, I saw you. I was paying attention to you. I heard you cry last night. I heard you when you were screaming in your pillow. I heard somebody say something to you in a harsh way. I saw how you gathered yourself I saw you worked on yourself, because I remember it was a time where you would have snapped. You would have took that person's head off any other day. I watched how you grabbed yourself. You remembered that you can be better than that. You can rise past anything that was trying to chump you down and make you smaller than that. You got us. We came. We grew. If you're not that, you coming against someone that is not scared to tell somebody, I came for a purpose. I said, Lord, if you send me, I'll go. Wherever you send me, I'll say it. I'll praise you. I'll let people know who you is. I promise. He said, I'm going to send you because I already know. I made you a certain way. I was waiting for you to catch up. So when you say it, yes, now she's ready to go. You see how that go? You just lining yourself for whatever it is that was already in store for you, whether you knew it or not. I said, I want love. That was already what I was born with. It was already predestined. Yes, the Lord knows who he going to love and hate already. Yes, do he also know who he going to love and save? Yes. Can he also change somebody's resume and give them a whole new prescription? Change their whole book story. Give you a whole new contract where you got a whole new mission. What can the Lord not do? If somebody forfeit, he not going to force your stupid ass. He going to say, never mind, I've been working with you. I've been sending someone to care for your stupid ass. And I've been praying for you. And this person been nice to you. They've been giving unconditional love. That's hard. But I sent that one to give it to you and to many of you. And you said no. You thought you should treat this one like trash. You think you should talk about it. You think you should sleep around on. You think you should choke trash about my loved ones. You think you should beat up on them. Listen, these are chosen. I was the last one. That doesn't mean that was many before me. What I'm saying to us before we get there, before you get to your conscience, they know to disturb that, to make sure to try to throw you off your mark, play with you like a basketball, swing through your legs and all that shit. No, when you found out, I'm not. I already peeped your card. I already know what the hell my mission was. I ain't come here just to get along, to go along. I'm not that. So if y'all read me in the cards and y'all was right, no, I don't care about nobody. If you ain't right, you are out of my sight. If your spirit ain't clean, your hands ain't clean, you got baggage, you cannot be with this queen. That's just it. God said he's my best. So I won't settle for anything or anybody less. Children, friends, or if it's my children, you know, those are the two things I got in this world. And even them, if they go off track, I'm sorry. Well, God bless you. I don't know. You should listen. You need to want to be on the right side, because I'm guarantee you it is going to be people that's crying, and you're not going to care about none of the things you care about. All that money and fame and all that stuff that people care about, or stealing to try to take somebody's life instead of enjoying it, knowing that, okay, it is a better way. But those that did deceitful things that caused a crime between the heavens and the earth, it is not the same for yous. It is not. It's just not. It's not. So I'm going to tell you why it ain't. Doing a crime down here is one thing. So you get locked up, you go to jail, whatever. You get somebody call you. You call somebody, be like, yo, you got some bill money. Now, not all the time you can get billed out either, because sometimes they deny the bill, right? But if you do get time to get out, you did your time or whatever, somebody come pick you up. Then you do a crime with the Lord. You don't got nobody to help you. You can't call nobody to pick you up. No goddamn where. You can't ask nobody to put in. You can say, pray for me. It is null and void. It is a no-no. It's just, you ain't got no help. You are on your own. You are so to the law. You is to the loop by yourself. Woo-hoo. Cuckoo. You might be all of those things, but you won't be that alone. If you do a spiritual crime and it reached the heavens to anyone, anywhere, and God said that is forbidden, if the angel speaks to you and they ask you to stop, my family line, they are not, man, listen, I love my family, okay? That's here and outside. The true ones is the ones that help me ride. Those ones, my lineage, I care about that because they give me strength. We come from a lineage that stood for something. We come from power and principle and standard. And we didn't walk around showing everything. After I got past that part, after you wake up from being in the trenches, can you wake up to be whole so you can be whatever God said you have been for your new redemption? Can you be made whole? Yes. Can I wash you? Can you be white as snow? Yes. Can you be blameless? Can you walk this world and be like me? Can you be boldless? Can you be bold? Can you be with your hands clean? Can you be with your soul set free? Yes. Can you do it? Would you do it for me gladly? The answer is yes and yes and yes. And anybody that knows God's words and his voice would say yes, time and time again. Why? Because the Most High is our most trusted ally. That's our friend. These our ancestors and family lines work closely with the Most High, and the Most High send emergency for our angels to come down to assist. This one is in trouble. Help my one. Go help my ones, because she's there for everyone. And these people is against that, which is against me. I got the hell out the way. And yes, people, yes, I understood what it is to get the hell to the side and give it to the Lord, because I understood. He said, fret not. This is Psalms 37. Fret not of evildoers or people that cause you harm. I'm paraphrasing, but I'm going to tell you, it says it with lasting, ever open arms. Leave it to me. Don't retaliate for these people, because then they could come after you. If you do it yourself, then I can't help you the way how I want to help you. If you leave it to me, who can come up and say you did something because they would know it was me? Who will do something to me? I am the owner of all things. I am the giver of life and death. Fear and fear not. Either way, I'm all, or I'm all not. So either you all of him, or either you none of him. And then let him cast you out. I know when he separate, I said, okay, you know what you do? You stay away. When people is being punished with their karma, when you're going through karma is just the energy that you put out, the people that you affected, the things that you left open, the scars and the wounds that we didn't close up, the things that we didn't stitch, the things that we didn't heal up, the doors that we didn't close. If you're traveling in this life and you're going forward, you must close all doors. That means you mend fences. You, with anything that's broken or that needs to be fixing on your behalf, you fix it. If you can make amends, you make amends. Those that you can't, then leave it. You just give it to the Lord. Said, Lord, I don't wish nothing on these people, but I wish peace, and I peace be to them, and a bottle of hair grease and juicy fruit to you too, and some tipsy rolls and some ice cream tips. Whatever it is that make you have a jiggle in your wiggle, whatever it is, that's what you do. I get on my skip and I said, I'm gonna stay to myself and let the Lord do whatever he do. When the Lord is doing what he do, that's our time to get out the way to work more on ourselves, so you can better appreciate you. And if the Lord said, I got you, do you know to have the Lord back? Do you know that we're supposed to have the Lord back? How do we have it? We stand up for him. If the Lord fights for you, I'm not going to disrespect my family line for no jokers. Nowhere on this earth somewhere. So y'all know people going to go back and forth. Hey, you think you is, and you say this, and why you say that? How come? Whatever. Only thing you can do is ask me questions. Don't try to reprimand me and ask me, try to make somebody look stupid or small. You can't. You're wasting your time, because if you do that, I'm going to say it like this. Whatever you say, whatever you use, if you got pictures, if you got any type of thing that you got in the past or something I said, recording, whatever it is that people that do, let me tell you, whatever you do will and can be used against you in a universal court of law. And it's that, because then you can't challenge that. Why? Because that's over this authority or whatever you say in this world. I saw you said, well, how come you said this and you did that? If the Lord says, I am yours and you are mine, you are my one, what else did I need to listen to you guys for? Why do we care about what other people think if the Lord said, I chose you? Not because what other people think of you. I'm controlling your destiny. You work for me. I gave you your spirit. Your spirit was given by me. How? And who? And what? If he could take yours and take your power and give it to whom he wants, what can you do about it but sit down and be mad? You took my powers away. I don't have no more spiritual protection. Well, you shouldn't have did it to a child. Listen, I'm just saying like this. Yes, I got to say that because I got to say who I am. Understand what this is. This is a battle against principalities, the old world versus God's world. And somebody thought that the devil could beat the Lord at his own house, his own arena that owns everything over the universe and in the universe, on this earth, under this planet, on this planet, outside of this planet, everything. He owns everything. He built everything. You don't have no idea. I'm not going to share everything, but I know everything was built by the hands of my people. I'm not going to let my people be disrespected. Our ancestors that sweat, that fought, that had pillars, that had kingdoms and kingdoms against kingdoms and pillars and lived in palaces. Okay, now we got buildings, we got little houses, and the closest thing you could get to a palace is a mansion. They don't even have castles. So back then they had castles. Listen, don't tell me nothing about why we got to be weak. I wasn't made to be weak. My spirit is not made like that. Yeah, I like to do things. I like competition, but I don't like this type of competition, battling against people. And y'all don't have anything I want to battle and contend against. Nothing. Now, authority against power. Yeah, I argue with that all day. You know what I'm saying? Because that to me is the biggest competition when you're doing it for a purpose. If you telling your people, hey, wake up. Let's pay attention. We don't need them to tell us to keep paying into something. Let their system goddamn crash. Well, if it crash, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I mean, laugh, but I gotta laugh. What are you gonna do? You're supposed to hold on to faith because God said, I got a place. It says like this. I've been walking with my face turned to the sun. Weight on my shoulders, a bullet in my gun. I do what I can when I can, while I can for my people. When the clouds roll back and the stars fill the night, then I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home, far across the river. Can you hear freedom calling out for answers? I'ma keep on keeping on. I can feel it in my bones. Look, that's Cynthia Vivo. Listen, my people. It's a place that God got us to go. If you could just hold on. If you could just hold out. If you have faith of a mustard seed, just a little bit, just watch the Lord. He's speaking to you. He's going to guide your footsteps. He said, do you know me? If you know me, you'll be on my team. You'll follow me. You'll follow my people that speak my words for me. Do you know me? Can you feel me? Can you feel me in your spirit? Do you feel me in your heart? Do you feel me when your heart beats? You should be able to feel a tingle. If you feel something and you feel like a wind is passing by, or you feel something tingling and something is light or bubbly and eerie inside, that's the Lord telling you that you will and you can survive. That's the Lord I know. He never leave us empty. He never leave us with nothing, because the enemy said, I'm going to steal everything. I'm going to leave you dry. I'm going to leave you bone dry and empty. What the Lord said, I will turn it around and make your enemies feel stupid in the clown. I'm going to turn it around for you. Whatever they took, it's going to work out for your good. If y'all read the book, if y'all got Bibles in your home and y'all just collecting dust and y'all not reading it, y'all should see where you're going so you can understand why you should have stopped and why you should have gave up. doing dumb things, and get yourself together, because it's going to be a time, I promise you, whatever it is, you're not going to be crying about what you wanted. You're going to be crying about what you threw away, who you pushed out of your life. Those ones you're going to say, wow, can't be my life. When they trap everybody, putting things in their arms and things, and they telling us they're going to get rid of a population because there's too many of us. Where do you think you're going if you didn't pick the right side? Do you think you're going to be spared? Do you think you won't be crying? No one's going to hear it except the ones that's standing next to you by your side. The ones that they took a blood oath and they said, I love you. I'll go down with you. Man, listen, they're going to wish they didn't say that shit, because guess what? When that spirit is out of the body, they don't know nothing about what you felt, how you cared about them, or nothing. Why? Because that spirit doesn't care about anything except bringing those people, rounding them up. They're going to bring you to the Lord and say, Lord, these are the ones. Pay attention. And Satan is not on nobody's side except for the Lord. I'm telling you. Now, they ain't going to lie to you. I'm saying the spirit, right? The attribute of the other people got that spirit to be deceitful. They can use it however they want. But the spirit that captures them and they expose that spirit, listen, it's about to be something for the whole world to hear. It's about to be a shake in the system. It's about to be a shake in the system. It's about to be a shake. It's about to be an earthquake. It's about, I don't know what's bothering me, but it's about to go down. I can feel it. Can you feel it in the air? Can you feel it? Can you feel it everywhere? Listen, the Lord is the best place you want to be. Trusting in your heart that the Lord is trying to make you to be ready, because the things that you're not going to wish that you would ever want to see, you don't want to be on that side, because when they deleting people, the ones that got the vaccines and shots and all that, and said, well, I was good to people. I served for my country. I did this. Who did you do it for? If you did it for anything else, then the Most High, that was naturally to tell you, you don't fight for anything other than for a righteous cause. Now, if your government is telling you to fight for something and it's to take a life, or to make you think, or to set you up psychological, because they psychologically bullshitting you in this life, and they telling you going to wars and you blowing up people and all this shit. Listen, they use all these things to do magic tricks, and they told us to stay away from it. Yes, when our government's telling us to go and vote and shit like that, they already got witchcraft that they already use. So all the time they've been watching us, ancient mama, all the way back from those days. They've been reading the books. That's why they take it all the way to Rome, and they got all the books, all the truth there. And everybody that gets something dark, and they know who got those dark ass ritual books, and they studying those shit, and they doing that, and our people is partaking in that, and you doing it on your own, and you killing your own lineage. You are part of the chain gang from a plantation, and you are that white man or white woman in a black body with that white mind and that spirit. Remember that it was hateful to its own people. Now, if you think that you can't be from another life and that spirit is the same, if you could deceive your own, what spirit is that? Who could tell me that that person loved they own? If they were slaughter they own, and use another family that come after they own and keep coming after they own, taking one by one after another, and it's taking the family lines out to gain power and greed for money. Why? You didn't have to do it like that. That's all I'm saying. You didn't have to. I'm saying you don't have to do that no more. We don't have to do that. We don't have to try to get over. We don't need to step on each other to get how. I've been wondering how I got over. I've been wondering how I got over. After you finish wondering how you got over, you need to think, the Lord used me to do it. If your footsteps didn't carry you up the steps, or if it didn't take you to the elevator, if it didn't take you to the park, if it didn't get you in your car where you had to put the feet on the gas and you use your hand to turn the ignition on, if you didn't use yourself, what vehicle of yourself did God not use in you to be a godlike creature, to use your godlike mind, to use your own ability to get you to where you wanted to go because you had a vision and a thought. And you said, I need to do X, Y, Z. I need to get from here to there. So if you was able to do that, who was it other than you? If God is using you, or whatever entity is using you, who is using you other than yourself? Either way, it got to use you. So when you being used, when you represent yourself, then you have to say your attributes will show who you represent. I got family that, listen, people that know me that said, oh, you sound like you could be a speaker, you could be that, and they got a platform. Ain't none of you asked me or invited me or anything. So don't talk to me about nothing. Whatever I do, I said, I'll to figure everything out. I'm not mad about nothing, about nobody. I'm just saying, for people that say certain things and they supposed to be your people, you get to see who really is about it, or they just saying stuff to see. They really don't really want you because they know you'll blow them out the water. For some reason, for some way, they have to. If somebody could see something in you and never help you to get something, to get somewhere, or to even expose you, because they have an exposure, and to see you to take off or to see you in your element, if it's genuine, then they would do that. When they don't, then you just listen. You don't have to say everything. You just need to know that one ain't for me. These people ain't for me. I understand everything was for me to do for myself, because those are the people I'm not going to need. And you cannot ask me for no help if you didn't give me, you didn't lend me. I'm not talking about just money. I'm talking about time. You didn't put no energy, the time and the effort as I did. You can't ask this one to care more than I already did. The answer to that is no. Because at sometimes when you hear the word no, and you got to watch from a distance, how come I'm not invited? Well, think about it. Did you invite someone that you should have invited? Did you give time to someone that could have benefited you? Did you turn on anybody that didn't turn on you? Did you treat somebody messed up? Did you withhold any information from someone you shouldn't withhold something from? Did you turn your back? Did you feel a certain way about someone you shouldn't have felt some way about? And if you did, and you called me your friend, but you was never really there for me as I was for you, guess what? I don't got to say nothing to you. I just need you to be whoever you are so you could be exposed by the God that you say that you serve to. Because a lot of you said you don't really believe in the Lord or believe in the Bible, or you ain't got to believe in the Bible, but you should have believed in something in there that says something good about being meek, being long-suffering, long kindness, all of those things, long kindness. You have to have kindness, all the things that it said to do. The Lord said, if you like this, your life will go right. If you do this thing, your life is going to go this way. And that's where the enemy's at. Everybody can see where they're going. You made a choice. If you made a choice what you want to be, how you want to be in life, and you like being crusty, you like being shysty, a shysty type of chick, and acting like you somebody's friend, but you really not, and you talking on the side of your neck, or you holding stuff in and you talking about that, I could say something about everybody. But I'm not talking about, I'm saying for the people that say it's my friends, if you're riding with me, if I sat with you and I looked out for you and I told you, watch out, harm is coming, or these people is not good for you, did you do that for me? Well, I did say such and such was kind of bad for you, that's kind of like that's what's that word? Blocking your blessings. What the hell? Okay. So why are you asking? Listen, people, ladies, and gentlemen, when you go through something, somebody could put it in the comments. I don't know. I hope this thing work out the way I want. But if you dating when you've been with somebody for a long time, not just somebody, this is the kid of the father of one of my son, of my children. This man been in my life for over 20 something years. So we finally depart. Now one of my girlfriends said, she did tell me why we was together, but also at the same time was asking me things like how I feel about him or whatever. So at the end, it's like, well, I said some things because I found out some things at the end. I'm not going to expose nothing right now. I'm just saying I found out some things, right? I found out a lot of things that wasn't what it was while I was with him. You know why? Because the Lord said, I am not going to let this one know anything, because I'm not going to let nobody hurt my one. She will know when I want her to know. She knows some things, but she not going to act on anything until I say so. So I learned a lot. What I'm saying is, my girlfriend, I said a lot of things. I said I was mad or whatever, and sent her a text or whatever, and I felt a certain way at the time, and I didn't like. It just wasn't there. So I'm thinking, when you're thinking you got a girlfriend, somebody that's legit that you could talk to, like how they used to talk to you, but it was bullshit. Listen, I didn't know that the government plant people in your life to do bullshit shit to you, and everything was to work around you, to calculate and put you in the middle so they could dissolve you and eat you. Okay, so like, oh, I thought you said. I said, I don't care what I said. My emotions could go up and down. It could go either way. That man belonged to me. That was my other half. That is my soul. That is my twin. That's what it was. And God gave me to him. Now, he sent me that path. Now, who he was working with, that wasn't my problem. The point is, that was something that God did. That's what made it the difference from a regular relationship. And I told anybody that interfered or had any interference or interaction or any involvement, either way, the ones that he was with, the people that whoever you was tangled with, or anybody that's involved with anybody that God said to be or to do or anything, anybody and everybody that's under God's care and he got his plan, and anybody that interfere with anything that God put his hand on for any of us, anybody that said, touch not this one, don't cross nothing. This person said, well, I'm studying, I'm trying to get close to the Lord, I'm changing my life, and somebody wants to interfere and have a fight with that man or a woman, you are in a fight for your own goddamn life, and nobody gonna be able to save you, because the Lord said, sit your stupid asses down. If I say don't cross no lines that I said not to touch or not to cross. Now, why you gotta say that? Why you gotta get mad and call people stupid? Because that's what the hell it is. It's a stupid goddamn thing to do. It's retarded. How are you challenging the Most High that owns everything and could smack you out in the middle of your sleep if he wanted to? If he give you spirit and you get to be alive and well, he's gonna let you be alive so you can see where the Lord dwells and why this one hold on to something that's stronger and better than whatever this world said. Because when you got one that's been outside this planet, already saw some shit that this world can't offer, already been places in the water that nobody can't go, when you can do some things that nobody else don't know, that regular people don't know, because the rest of us, some of us do and some of us don't. But when you can do some things, ain't nobody can tell you that the Lord didn't say so. That's not what happened. Well, how can anybody prove it? Because if you work for one, he'll never send you to be a lie. I'll tell you that much. You can't work for the Lord and still be somebody that's lying and scamming and getting over on people. That would never work. So if that can't work, then you're alive that travel. You got people that know how to. We can leave our body. We understand that we could do multiple things in a multi-dimensional body. Our body was made to do more things because God says so. When you get to learn how to use your vehicle, and as some things, I may not know everything, but I'm learning more things. And one thing I did learn is that this world cannot tell me, no government, no government. That means FBI, CIA, all of them. Can't tell somebody like this one why you gotta be programmed. Why how you learned to break the system. You know how I did? I learned that God is over all things and I don't operate on a 3D mission because I never did. And it never made sense to me since I was a kid. Even when I was 9, I was like, this shit is bullshit. This is crazy. But guess what? I was a kid. So you got to forget some goddamn shit in your life because you can't do nothing about it because you're in a kid's body as an adult. And you're like, my mind is all the way up here. But on my body, I'm in school. I'm still a kid. I got to... Listen, when you got to push some things down and you got to follow some things and you got to stay on track. Nobody was going to break that. That's why y'all couldn't break me, because I saw where I needed to go and I didn't know how far it was. I knew it was far, but I knew I had to keep going. So if you was wondering, oh, we took Mom, we took Solomon, we took this one, did she cry? I know you took it hard. No, I did not, sis. I did not. You know what I got to do? I got to smile. I got to laugh. Even when I cried, it wasn't because I was sad that she's not here. I got to cry because it was happy joy, happy tears, because I did what she wanted. I moved her apartment. I did the things that she wanted to be done. When you honor your loved ones, whether you cared about them or whether you was close to them, I cared about the people that I respected. When somebody said they want to go a certain way, it is to be honored. Don't steal. People, if you ever steal from the dead, or if they put somebody's name on a will, or they leave them on inheritance, whoever name it is, and however many family members it is, and they didn't leave to those family members, leave it the way it is, because that spirit know who they're giving it to and why. Most of the time, they know. If anything needs to be changed, let the Lord do it and take it to him. If the Lord put it there and he made it a certain way to a certain person for a certain reason, do not disrespect the unalive, because they still not in the body, but they present out of the body to be present with the Lord. And if they present with that one, and that one works for God, and it said, before I leave, do this mission for this one. That one is obedient to whatever it is that the Lord said to leave such and such to. And if that person is following the mighty God himself, then that person is doing God's will. Nobody under any circumstance should go behind that and rewrite or steal from the dead, to go to the burial site to take off their jewelry, their rings, and steal anything, or misuse or move the body, or take any bones or anything out of a grave. If you did those things and you did that to the unalive, even if it's just a bone, you're messing with their essence. They still know that was them, that their body housed that, and they see that it's being disrespected if it's being used for other than a beneficial purpose, to solve a crime or to be able to find something or to prove something. If it's not to prove or to vindicate someone or to prove something, then you're doing it for the wrong reason. I ain't talking about proving to prove somebody wrong, or to put something on someone to make somebody wrong, or to put ugliness. Let me just say this, people, and then I'm going to close. If you find a spotless person in this life, do me a favor and listen well and listen right. Do not cast anything or lie on that one, or put any filth on anybody that is clean, that don't live a trash life, that never been to a strip club, never was a stripper, never was a whore, or never was a drug dealer. I'm just saying, never did a lot of things that was worldly, is what I'm talking about. I went to a club, I danced, I never stripped nowhere, never did that. I'm not saying that I had to be perfect, but I was perfect in my action. So if I did do something, I would actually still claim that. Stop. So when you doing some things in this life, be conscious of who you putting dirt on. Because if you put dirt on a clean person, do you know that you just expose yourself for the rest of your life? Do you think that honestly that can work? I don't care how many people you could get a whole network, and a whole network of people, just because everybody don't agree with one person, don't make that one person to be wrong. People say that about Trump. He's a racist. He's a this. He fired this, and he does this, and he say that. He could be a lot of things. I don't listen. If y'all care about that, y'all should be off of that. If you listening to what I'm saying, y'all shouldn't be thinking about no politics or none of that. Y'all should be thinking about, I don't want to be part of this world, because if the world is going to be, some of us going to be populated, you need to be thinking about, is that going to be me? If I'm going to get on that side, how the hell can I make sure I'm not on that goddamn side? I don't want to be trapped in a system where I got to look at my hand as a chip that got everything on it. It got your bank, it got everything. You got to swipe with your hand or however they do it. And then if you don't comply, if you don't go to your doctor's appointments when they tell you all these things, they got you on a computer, they could delete you if they wanted to. You really want to be in a system like that? What if you don't feel like getting up? But that system is controlled. I said, hell to the goddamn no. No, it's my duty to try to wake us up. So when people's on that side and being controlled and being bombed at the same time, I don't know, but I'm just saying, I believe that brim and fire and thirds of the earth being eradicated. Do you think that God don't have a place for his children? These are for the people in the know. Okay, I don't want to say believers. We got too many believers that don't believe. So I want to say the people that know. Once you're in the know, you know who you is, you know who you work for, you know that there's only one Lord that could do all things and guide your footsteps and put his spirit in people's hearts and guide them to where he wants them to go and bless people who he wants them to bless. You understand how that go? That means that the Lord got a way of saving lives. If you're on an operating table and you need somebody to save your life, and you said, Lord, if you ain't praying right, I'm going to tell you, you ask the Lord to send the angel to have his spirit and one of the ones that's going there to save your life. And if they see somebody doing something wrong, they were there to stop it. They're not going to let nothing happen to you while you're on the table, because there's an angel that's looking out for you. And if you ain't asking the Lord to spare you and protect you and cover you, then you ain't asking for the right one. Now, the enemy do things and they're not thinking about you winning or about nothing, and thinking about having you safe and want you to protect yourself and love you or nothing. They will use you. They'll tell you, you're my best one. You the best. They ain't going to tell you I love you. They want to make believe. But if they do say they love you, it's a lie, because Satan don't love nobody. Because he didn't love himself. That's why he got there looking for other people he could disturb. You see what I'm saying? And he just did round us up. All the ones that didn't care about themselves, these are the ones that got it wrong, Lord. I'm bringing. He said, yeah, send me in whatever their name is. Apollyon. I wrote all their names down. I can't think of it right now. But Satan himself. What's the other one? Lucifer. All of them. When you got some of those spirits and gluttony and all that, and greed and all, I already understand those spirits. So then I know when I see somebody with those spirits, I know who you are. I know what you're capable of. You can't run nothing on me. A lot of these people got the Satan and spirit of greed, because that's from this world. You're still worldly. When you speak to someone that's outer worldly, that means they're out of this world. They're not even functioning on this frequency. They are past this, like where I'm at. I'm past that. Now, do I got to look a certain way? You cannot determine somebody's willpower or how much knowledge a person got in their head by looking at them. I'll wait. I ain't never saw nobody say, you look like you are amazing. I can see all the knowledge. You are very smart. And it's how you know, I can tell by looking at you. Okay, you can tell that somebody may be intelligent. You can't tell or measure that person's intelligent. You can't fathom by looking at somebody and figure them out. Most people can't. But I tell you one thing, what I can. If I see you and I know how many, and I know how many is close, and I know how many got the same attribute. I just need one, because I know one is following somebody that examples them, and they only going to hang with people that is like them. They have the same spirit, the same frequency as them. So in that case, I could know many of you. I don't care if it's all 20 of you. It was many that I had to knock down and didn't even know. Listen, I don't play games. I just live life. And if I see something ain't right, I'm walking away. That's what I did. Now, they said, wow. How did you know to do that? Because shit wasn't looking right. And my sense said, get the hell out the way right now. This person is going that way. You need to go this way, and I'll work it out. Bam. Like that. That's it. Now, how does somebody win But people's playing the game that the person don't even know they playing a game with them. I didn't even know y'all was playing the game. How do somebody win? Or it's not even, well, to y'all call it winning, but how do something fall down and crash out? A whole system, at least program it system with a whole lot of powerful people is I'm caught now. Oh my God, I did so much fraud. It's going to catch up to me. I'm going to be locked down forever. Either you're going to kill yourself and drop yourself off the goddamn mountain and get the hell off this earth, or you want to sit back and take everything you did and realize who you did it to and why you going curse and fuck your own goddamn self. Now, this ain't I ain't talk like that. Listen, my spirit is what it is. That don't mean that I'm not godly. That don't mean that I'm not walking a righteous life. That don't mean none of that. That means I'm still am, and I'm still speaking the truth, and I'm not going to lie about it, and I'm not going to spare nobody, because that's the goddamn truth. Now, people feelings is that sensitive, you shouldn't even be around starting trouble there. You don't cast nothing that you can't hold. Don't start nothing you can't finish. Don't talk about nobody you can't woman up to. Don't send no man to be somebody to represent another woman for you. Learn your place. Find what you're supposed to do for another woman should represent and talk to another woman to woman. A man should not have to defend his woman unless she's in harm's and dangerous way, where it's life threatening. If it's not that, that man should not have to do nothing. And women is putting these men in awkward situations, and these men is losing themselves from messing with goddamn scallywags that don't know if they coming or going, and they messing it up. And this is the systematic. This is why Lilith and all these things in the Bible is coming. These spirits is here, and they here to disrupt what God ordained us to be, is straight up divine masculine and divine feminine women and men that stand up and uplift each other. We the backbone for these men. Men need to be uplifted. They need to be told that they're okay, that you can still get whatever you need. You can be restored. You can be at peace. You can drive again. You can see again. You can do some things. God will do it for you if you just believe. Maybe you need to give yourself a chance to find a different way. You need to get out of that system. Leave those people. Let them find out that they can't go with you. Let them see you going your own way. Let them see that as God is doing something for you. Never mind what's happening to them. If they didn't want to change, they're supposed to rise with you. Nobody should feel bad because somebody didn't want to grow up and they don't want to change their life. Leave them there because they're not ready to grow up, and they're going to mess you up. And if they're not ready to move and elevate, they're not saying these people don't want nothing good for you. This person is not going to be good for you. They're not going to uplift you. They're not going to give you encouragement. They're not going to tell you, I want to see you win. I want to win with you. I want us to win together. I want us to be, I got your back, whatever the weather. You know what I'm saying? We need kings and queens like that. We need nurturers. We need somebody that's strong enough to be able to tell that man, it's okay if you made a mistake, but if that man is willing to change and God make that man whole or that woman whole and bring them back in a better light, in a better way, and they more prepared than they ever was. And God said, this person, I want to join hands and want this to be your husband. This is going to be your wife. Whatever the Lord ordains, let that shit be. And everybody mind your business in this world. Mind your business and stop trying to destroy or start something that God said, let it be. If it's him, you cannot defeat it. You're going to take yourself out and you're going to force yourself to be in a mental prison or in a physical one. This is for any and anybody. This is general and how you say it? General and personal. Yeah. Okay. So either way, I don't care. Whoever applies to it, it applies. If your feelings get hurt, I don't care. People that say they got you and they never did nothing, you better hold on to the Most High, because the Most High Spirit is going to guide you. That's just point blank, period. It will guide you. You don't have to know where I'm getting food, where I'm going to get this at, when the next time I'm going to turn, or when the next time I'm going to have. If you know that the Lord don't never leave his innocence forsaken, you will have to have a spirit that's meant to be unbroken. You will have to have that. Unbroken, either way, both of them. You know, it don't break, because nothing in this world is strong enough to break your strength and your focus, because you know who is going to get you to be, who can tear you down? If the Lord said, I'm your protection, you work and you honor. Your honor is for me. I'm glad I'm on the Lord's side. I can tell you that. Everybody that's on the Most High side know how the Most High ride. And we all know that we all got ancestors and people that love us. And they, look, everybody family line ain't all rap tight. I got crazy people that's with it. You understand what I'm saying? They are with it. They remember how to do some shit even in the background. They know how to tear some shit up and make people not sleep. And people hearing voice, nobody want to say nothing about it. But I know a lot of people can't sleep. Even when I can't, but I'm not troubled. It's just different. What I'm saying is, it's real out here. People that's doing spell work, a lot of backfires is happening. So I'm telling you, people that's with certain families, now, y'all better be careful. Look at your families again. Ask them what they care about so you can find out how much of the world they into. Then that way you can find out how much the other God is into them, that it will come and trying to overtake you. Now, if you don't want to believe me, you want to still hold on. That's cousin Sue. That's my Uncle Mark. That's cousin Jim. Or Benny, and whatever you want to call them. Wherever your family members are, if they are world, they are going to drag you down. If you're trying to come up consciously and be more conscious about how you live, how you treat people, the way you think, speak over your life, speak positive things. Even if you're bitter, I'm telling you, for all of you, I'd rather to say, if I could say something without cursing or being mean to anybody, I'm going to just say, it's better to try to change your life. I'm going to tell you from the bottom of my heart, y'all all going to want to wish that you had a different heart and you had a change of life or a change of plans when you had a chance to get it right. Because some of you are so stiff-necked and so bitter that you can't stand it, because that means that you have to look at somebody else's with that life that was promised to them by the Most High. How are you offended? What did you do so you didn't get it? What spirit did you have? If your spirit could not hold it, you cannot keep something that is not naturally built for you. You don't have the spirit, you don't have the conscience, you don't know the all, how to build and how to deal with whatever it is that person was walking into. Do you have any idea that was mine? How do you steal somebody else's vision? How do you hold on to something that somebody had since they was a kid? How do you try to make somebody be something that they not, that they was already born already to be, and you was not, and you get mad and you feel jealous? Instead of loving that person lovingly, it would have made you think, said, damn, now it ain't working out. I can't kill this bitch. We trying to do a whole lot of things. We trying to do this or a man or whatever. Stop trying to unalive people. Because what that is, everything, all the money that people spend, and this is in general, and if it applies to people, and if you did it recently, and then believe that I'm talking to you and consider yourself to be simple. Now I'm gonna say it again. If it applies to you and you feel some type of way, consider yourself that I'm talking to you and consider yourself to be simple minded. Okay, that means that everything that people spend to do or against someone that is not permitted or that a person didn't do, I don't care if they're chosen or not, if they're innocent. Now, innocent people, some people, it's not as covered. Now, you need to have faith. Do you think that people that the God walk around and giving all this protection to somebody because they just protected, because they just somebody that just smiles and tell people you look nice and oh, I just want to be nice and friendly? That person have to have a spirit of their own to fight for themselves a certain way to get that type of privilege. Do you understand? That person have to have a fighting spirit to be able to have something to say, damn, that's warranted for that person protection. This person went through this without complaining, without cursing someone, without being bitter and asking for people to help and feeling all alone. You cannot make a person that's sufficient to stand on their own, that was already independent from 18, that already knew how to be on her own, how to take care of her own. You cannot make that person bow down to nothing and no one. that God said, you don't bow down to nothing and no one. You stand up and you praise me, and I will honor that because you praise me and you stand up and give me the glory, and you look to me and you look inside and you speak to me. I'm your friend when you don't have nobody else, when everybody turn their back on you. It's me you cry to. It's me that help you to win. If you think that I should be sad or thinking about what somebody thinking about me or what you could use, you can't use. There's no bigger missile that you could use. There's no rocket ship that you can get. That whatever kind of thing you can draw up, everything you did, everything anybody did against anybody that's righteous, your time is goddamn up. You should have thought about, I gotta quit. Now you thinking you gotta quit anyway because now you forced to have a seat, to have to sit down. You have to. All the people, please understand this world don't care nothing about you. So if you did anything for this world and you did anything to disqualify your family or to team up with other families, because we have the same soul tribe, we care about, we religious over here. You're not religious. That's Satanist. That's narcissistic. Well, you know what I'm saying. It is. And it's a crime to think that you can do stuff to people that and get away with it because, well, we got Satan that give us protection. Guess what? When Satan takes his protection back because you got exposed and you can't, and anytime you got to offer or you can't feed that demon and it gave you what you wanted, it paid you and it didn't get what it wanted, and you said, well, I'm going to get you something. I'm going to get you a body. I'm going to get you something. And if it's not the body it wants, you can't just give that demon anything because it remember what you said. You have to give that thing the offering that you asked it to go after. If he paid you anything, you got to pay that back in blood. You got to offer up a body, one of your own, somebody you feel close to home. Just like me. Oh, she's expendable. Let's put her up on the table. I can't be mad. Look at me. What can I actually be upset about? I thank you all because if it wasn't for people like y'all in the world, is an addition to many of us, and it wakes us up to understand that we are not living in a world with just human beings. No, everybody ain't human out here. Everybody, listen, those demons got a purpose. Those ones they working hard to be a gatekeeper because if they could be the meanest queen or the meanest warlock in the world, that's power. They wanted the dark power because that's death. Now, what happens when you come across the one that holds both of those? That you only got one, but what if they hold both? They light and death. What do you do with that? Not a goddamn thing. Because you cannot send death to death. You just can't. You can't make someone powerless that you have no authority. You got to get that. Listen, I don't know why you didn't play with the big joker. I just don't understand. Why would you play with the little joker that's going to lose? And if you still win, you're going to win and you're going to win to lose. And when you lose everything that you ever did that you was winning off and that one person stopped you, like I did, everything's come back to you. That means every demon, every crime, every person you lied on, everything. Oh man, that is all those things comes back to your soul. And guess what? That is something that a person will have to work through to have to clean your karma debt. You know how many lifetimes you would have to die and come back? Die and come back? It's many lifetimes that you don't even have time to clean up none of these acts. So a lot of you curse your own lineage, is what I'm saying. A lot of families, it's like at least about 3 families. Children, nieces, uncles, these are adult children. Some is teenage children, most of them is adult children that's into this thing. Or parents that's doing things to use on their kids to turn against other family members. To do something, if you did something to my son, God have mercy. Well, no. I'll change that. I rebuke that. Not to have no mercy, because if you're going after somebody's kid, there's no mercy for that. You deserve everything you need to get. I don't play with nobody kids. Don't touch my kids or my family. Don't play with certain things that belongs to me. God, me and God dwell my peace of mind and my me and God's space. That's me and him. And anything can happen. All bets is off. So I'm gonna just tell you, I like to be this way. I love myself. Now listen to that word. Love. I love myself. I love everything about me. Good, bad, flaws and all. That's the things that kept me to go. That's the things that even when I fell, it still made me get up and I still kept going and I still kept my glow. Even when I felt pain. It don't mean that I didn't cry. I was never really a crybaby. I can't cry for a long time. I never did. Only thing I could do is just shed a few tears. Maybe not. I can't do for hours and hours. Like I don't know. It just doesn't do that. But if I do, people don't make angels cry. Don't do it. It's the worst thing that you could ever do in your life. Even though you laughed and people could laugh about it, you laugh at people's pain. But if you laugh at the wrong one, that's the one that caused you the most pain. That's the one that give you pain for the rest of your life. And those tears that you laughed at, those are ones that you'll be crying for the rest of your life. Well, guess what? I think people didn't believe that the Lord sees everything. I don't believe in that. I don't believe that the angels work for him, and archangels, and they be taking notes. Watch tarot readers. Watch, everybody got a part in their life, what part they play. Go watch that and see where you're going to be at for your life. Some of them are going to tell you some good stuff. And they're going to say, oh, everybody, some people is getting some decent things back. Because some people was wrong. Everybody is not, it's not evil. But if your evilness, or you say you good, and your goodness withhold from somebody that was being done wrong and that was made in righteous, and you turn on that person, you're no longer don't call yourself no goddamn I'm an angel too. I'm a star seed. Well, star seed sticks together. We don't let certain things happen and somebody got to write something down, say don't disclose the NDA and all that crap. I don't want to do none of that. No. I like to be able to talk and say whatever I want, and I ain't signing nothing to apologize about a goddamn thing. If somebody did somebody wrong, everybody have a right to make people that if you did something wrong, you have a right for people to apologize. And if you don't want to goddamn apologize, you don't want to tell the goddamn truth, and get the hell out of somebody's life, and y'all can't come back. And that's just it. People, we need to, or all my children, I believe we all feel like that. If you can't tell the truth and you don't want to, you say, well, you can't force it. All right, I can't. And I don't care to force you. I can see where your life is going. And guess what? You can't be part of mine. So, I mean, that's your choice. That's mine too. My choice is you got to get out. You can't have both. You cannot be a liar and tell part truth and still want to be in somebody's life and think that that's okay. No, either you all the way come all the way clean, or you come all the way out. So I don't have to deal with you, and you ain't got to worry about, you want to take your thing to, nobody's taking nothing to the grave. Nothing, not even in your sleep. It's coming out. So I hope this was inspirational, and this is Truth Is. Okay? Truth is, you should never tell a lie. Truth is, don't give up on yourself. The truth is, God is always alive. If you're alive, then the Lord is well. If you got faith in yourself and you know which way, you can make good decisions for yourself in this life. You can speak over your life. You can speak over goodness, and you can praise over and speak the things you want in your life. And you say, in God's name, you should be able to be whatever it is that you said God is that's in you. Why can't you say, Lord, I speak over my house, I speak over my life, I speak myself in existence to do your will, to walk your way, to live your purpose, to live for you, to do your will and to work in your purpose for my destiny, according to whatever it is that you wrote. Let me be all that you want me to be and nothing less. Let me accept nothing less but the best that you want from me. Let me get all of you and none of me. When you could do that, no matter what this world throw at you, you will focus on you, because you will know that you loving yourself can defeat any enemy. You can. Who's going to stop you from your own belief in your own faith? Whatever you believe, to walk a certain way, you got adrenaline, you got a type of heartbeat that beats a different way. You got adrenaline, you got something that gives somebody blood going. You can send chills up somebody's spine. You can, that, what you call that? Our spinal fluid. That, when it floats up your spine and it goes in your brain and you get a brain spurt and you feel it. We all got a crystal or a diamond. I think it's a crystal. That's why they call it Christ. All right. So we got a type of crystal where our pineal gland, right? Somewhere over there. And that's our Christ. That is everything. Your brain and your heart sustains the body to make everything else flow. Our veins and the blood, the arteries, and all of those things. But you need your heart and your brain. So if you got those two things, ain't nobody can tell you what they can put out and what you can't do. How you can't get over your own pain. How you can't heal yourself. Who can't tell you you can't do those things? You can't heal yourself. You went through a lot of stuff. You can't be different from everybody else. Well, everybody's not like you. That's why you need to, if somebody's not like you, that's why we need to pay attention so we can see that it is a different way. I'm not about putting people down. I'm just saying it's a different way to learn to get somewhere. And we can get the same thing out of life if you do it the Lord's way. It's not a punishment. And if you don't do something, you don't have to go and sacrifice somebody. You would have to sacrifice losing people and walking away from somebody. You see the difference? You don't have blood on your hands. You just walk away. Leave them right where they stand. You can get to see how much the person grew after you leave them. You can see if they worked on themselves or they worked on themselves not, because they didn't believe in nothing better, that they can be something better in this life than they ever thought they could be. If you hanging with a bunch of bees, how can you see that you are a different type of bee if you only hang with the bees that look like you? You would never know it's nothing different other than yourself if you never had nothing else to compare it to. All right. So I'm going to end it here, my people. Be good. Be great. I love you all. And have a good night. And be good. Or morning. It's morning now. Bye now. Peace out.